take 75, 85 north as an alternate. It's also called southbound onlooker delays between Tucker and Clarkson. Downtown already very slow from the 85 400 merge into Midtown and downtown. Traffic brought to you by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off. And for UPS shipping, add code radio and get an extra 5% off. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy today. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms through the late afternoon and evening hours. High 79. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow drying out, though still partly to mostly cloudy. High 82. Partly cloudy on Sunday. Morning low 61. Afternoon high 83.
Storm tracker radar pretty quiet at this hour around Metro Atlanta. 78 in Smyrna, 79 in Lilburn, and 80 in Fairburn. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
Oh, I've got these Falcons season tickets burning in my cart right now on Falcons.com. I want to buy them so bad.
I think the Falcons had a pretty good draft.
Pretty good. Excellent draft.
Okay, I'm going to we haven't seen people play yet, so let's
they're going to win it all.
Mel Kiper, I'll get to you.
I don't know why they didn't take Shedeur Sanders.
I know you're upset. I know you're upset about. And I will tell you something. I didn't even know if I was going to watch. I didn't even know I was going to watch the draft. I gotta say, the NFL, they just know what they're doing. There's 100,000 people. I'd hate to be there. I can't imagine being in the middle of that crowd.
Especially in Green Bay.
Well, I mean, it's nice. It's not winter.
It's not snowing.
It's not snowing.
Yeah,
it's all right.
but I mean,
Well, you got to tear down Green Bay.
It's beautiful there right now.
It's beautiful. It's
What do
the
you
spring.
do in Green Bay? Just go to the bar?
Well,
What do you
hold
do?
on. What are you doing? First of all, you're there for 6 hours watching teams pick, and it's midnight before it's over.
What's the pregame? What's the postgame? What's the move?
All right. Well, my point is, where are the porta potties, and do I have to keep finding them? Watching that, I want to watch that the way that I watched it, which is, at home, where I can, during the commercials, go take a leak or something. I mean, I don't, but you got to give it to the NFL. They turn this stuff into.
It's a show.
Kind of magic in a weird way. It's just picking. It's just a draft. And I didn't know if I was going to watch it, but I was like, oh, yeah, the draft is on. And I turned it on right at the beginning. And who was it? Clay Matthews, who played for the Green Bay Packers. And so if you don't, I guess some people may not know, Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears are in the same division. And it's actually the longest pro rivalry. But it's been no good rivalry lately because the Bears have not been very good and Green Bay has been very good. And so it's they're supposed to hate each other, but it's kind of difficult. And you needed a new injection into this oldest rivalry. And this was fantastic. Clay Matthews, so they have like 3 or 4 or 5, Green Bay legends on stage as they come out because they're in Green Bay. And Roger Goodell, the unbelievable commissioner. I don't care. Nobody's perfect.
Boo.
Well,
learn
from that. A few years ago, he just leaned into it. And now it's a funny thing.
It is.
It's like people boo him. He's like, come on, you could do better than that. Roger Goodell, he's a human being, and the NFL isn't perfect. And he doesn't get everything perfect. And he deserves some criticism, as everybody does in a position like that. But there is no doubt in my mind that this man is the best commissioner in the history of the world. He is the best commissioner of any league ever. And what's happened to the league since he's been the commissioner is just unbelievable. And stuff like this, which is, so they all come out, they're riding bikes because there used to be a tradition where people in Green Bay would give their bikes to the new players and they'd ride to the stadium. Lil Wayne's out there with him. But one of the legends, this is the thing that kept, this joke was done so well that it kept me watching the entire first round. And I'm glad I did because it was pretty entertaining. So Clay Matthews gets up there, and you think he's going to say something like, Green Bay, we're finally, we're great, and we're here, and the NFL's here. And right before this, he says to Roger Goodell, sorry, I'm going to go off script here a little bit. And this joke, I just so you, if you didn't see it, he has a piece of paper, and he opens the paper up like it's like a proclamation, and then he turns it around, and he shows the words. It's just like 3 or 4 words. And just the build-up, everything was fantastic.
I just got off the phone with the president, Donald Trump. He asked me to pass a message along to all 32 NFL franchises. So let me tell you what it reads here, all right? It says, my fellow Americans, the Bears still suck! Let's go! Go Pack!
I laughed.
I'm sorry, Roger, I'm sorry.
If I was a Bears fan and I was there, I would have laughed. The timing was fantastic, and I just went, okay, I'm in, I'm hooked.
Sounds like wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it was, but
It's a show.
And the way that it is there's a whole bunch of Bears fans. There's fans of every team, and even they had to laugh. And then there was a kind of a smart thing that was awkward in the moment. So when the Bears came up on the clock for the first time, the booing was continuing, and it was starting to get. And my goodness, the NFL just took the air right out of the room. They immediately put up on the screen, they memorialized a Chicago Bear that recently died. Walter Payton, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And it was kind of awkward in the moment, but then I thought, that's not so smart, But then thinking about it, I thought it was actually very smart because you have all those fans. They're in Green Bay. They're wearing all their Bears stuff. And it really just kind of said, hey, we had our joke, but we're not going to do this all night, and just kind of sucked all the oxygen out of let's beat up the Bears fans all night. It was very, very well done. And I'm glad that made me stick around long enough because I would do it all over again. I might pay an entry fee to watch Mel Kiper Jr. melt down because he thought Shedeur Sanders should have gone number 1. Cam Ward went number 1. But then he didn't get picked in the entire first round. And there was
That's 36 teams that have made a grave mistake.
32. There's only 32.
All right, 32, whatever. I'm upset. Because he's pocket. He's in the pocket.
Well,
he's a pocket guy. He's old school.
I know.
They're going to pay. They're going to pay.
It really was like that. We thought yesterday when we heard those rumors that Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, there were rumors out there that this is the worst interview we've ever had. He's entitled, he's cocky, and we thought it was the Steelers putting that word out there so he would drop to 21 or 22.
I believe they had the 21st pick, yeah.
And then when they got to 21 and they didn't pick him.
They passed on him. And
Mel
I'm like,
Kiper Jr. started, oh yeah, well, let me tell you somebody else that I picked, Brett Favre. Nobody thought he did all right, didn't he? He was losing his mind. And he is the worst mock drafter ever. He's always wrong. I'm not sure, but I believe that he said that Patrick Mahomes would be a bust. I don't know that for sure, but I think that he may have.
I'm totally convinced that Pat Mahomes would be a bust in this league. He's not a pocket passer. He's not good. He's not old school. I only like old school. Johnny Manziel's going to be the next big thing.
Watching him melt down was hilarious. And then you had the sort of, I can't say it was completely hilarious, but it was certainly dramatic. So Deion and his son weren't there in Green Bay. They were in Canton, Texas, I think.
I think so.
And so they had their own TV shoot ready to go.
Legendary.
And Shedeur's wearing all the bling, and the words legendary are all over the place. He's got a buddy there with one of those big hats, but it's leather. And it's black, and it's got Shedeur's legendary and the dollar signs and everything. And as the night goes on, and he's not being picked, and Mel Kiper's losing his mind, and then the mood there is just getting like, ugh.
Well, even like the analysts.
It was kind of hard to watch, to be honest with you.
Even the analysts at one point, so I was watching the game day cast, so Kirk Herbstreit, Nick Saban, and all the gang over there. And at one point, Nick Saban just said, "Can we just stop talking about Shadir Sanders? Like, can we just stop? Like, he's a good."
We cannot talk about him. Let me tell you, I was right about a lot of things in the past. And I got to tell you this:
I thought
if they don't find him by the end,
curse
on him. He's going to go to the XFL or that other league nobody cares about. He's going to be great.
I mean,
I thought at some point he would actually pull out chicken bones and curses on the NFL.
Somebody give me some sage. I gotta do a spell right now.
you could tell that after every 4 picks that they kept bringing up the Shadir story, because then, like after the Steelers pick, when they passed on him, the Giants traded back in, and you're like, okay, he's going here, and they picked Jackson Dart from Ole Miss.
Yes.
You're like, what? The Star Wars boy?
Crazy. Like, I don't.
That's not even a quarterback name. He's probably not old school.
Shelley is a huge Giants fan, and he was saying, "Oh, it's another Daniel Jones." I don't know that Jackson Dart or Shadur Sanders are first-round picks. So the Giants made him. Why did they move back into 25? Was there any danger that someone was going to take Jackson Dart between 25 and 32?
I thought Jackson Dart was a for sure second-round pick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the Giants like to draft people and then just crush them before they ever make themselves into anything.
Okay, well, the one Giant was drafted last night who's already done that to himself, to his own fan base. And that's Abdul Carter from Penn State, who were they on the 3rd pick? They got him, and everybody says this guy's a slam dunk. He is going to be great. So he's on a podcast or something later on. He's being interviewed by somebody. Yeah, I believe I sent it. I put it in the I put it there in the Slack. It just says Carter. Look in Slack. Look in Slack, George. I'm very sure that I put it in the Slack. I hope that I did. Anyway, he's talking. And he basically pissed off the Giants fan base by, God darn it, I know. All right, we'll just move on, and I'll just go back and find it at some point. But just watching Mel Kiper was just delightful because the guy's terrible. Do you have it? George, did you find it in the Slack? Okay, so hold on. So Lawrence Taylor is, the giant of all giants. He is a great. And this guy plays the same position, and obviously the number 56 that belongs to Lawrence Taylor, one of the greatest of all time in football, NFL history, let alone Giants history. The number has been retired and so this is one way to make the new fan base who wants to love you because they think they've got a generational talent not get off on the right foot with the fan base.
You gonna get that 11, right?
I don't know, bro. I got a different number in mind.
What number you thinking, bro?
I don't know. 56 sound real good, but we gotta have a conversation.
You don't walk into the New York Giants facility as a rookie. I don't care.
There's
how
no
good
way. This guy, I don't want him around here. Go back to wherever. Go play for some other team.
I mean, you just don't open it up that way. I want that number of maybe the great, I guess, who's better? He's the greatest Giant of all time, isn't he? I want that
think
number.
So. I think you easily put it in there.
I want that number.
Hey, don't forget about Eli.
Well, Eli won a couple Super Bowls, but so did the same number of rings between Lawrence Taylor and Eli. And Lawrence Taylor's a much better football player. So that was it's hilarious to watch. It's hilarious to watch young people not know that you should be a little bit humble when you're in these situations, which makes it fun. It makes it fun to watch all the bling, all of the green room, and the guys coming through the green room. There was one time, I can't remember which player it was, but whoever it was, there was some kind of song where they chant his name, and so the crowd started chanting such and such, such and such, such and such. But he took so long to get from the green room to the stage. Like he was hugging everybody and his family, friends, everyone. And then he just kind of sauntered. It was a long walk from those couches out to the stage. And he's kind of sauntering. Then you got to stop, look in the mirror with the camera, put the hat on. Blah. Took forever. It was so awkward inside, I had to fast forward. I was like, I can't. They're like, ja, 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 ja. And he's like sauntering along. And it just seems like 5 minutes are going by. And I'm just waiting for the crowd to just go, oh, the hell with this. Just stop chanting the
How
name.
much of a delay did you give yourself so you could fast forward?
I always do it so I can. It's somewhere after like pick 3 or 5 or 6 or 7, or when I went up made a sandwich or something. So I was.
You paused
I
it
had
for a
had
second.
pause. Let's get this. I can get
That's
through the
smart.
commercials.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So that way you can jump in there when you need to. Also, how about the hugs on Roger Goodell? I mean, that guy.
One guy. I thought
mean,
was
they
gonna hurt
literally
him.
like pick him up.
Honestly, one guy I can't remember. I thought I went, ow. Yeah. I mean, Goodell's 50-something, right? I mean, he's not a young man. I
guess he's 56.
He's not feeble or anything like that. But my goodness,
66.
66.
He looks great for
He looks
66.
fantastic. This I can't remember which player it was, but it was like he had just sacked the quarterback, and I was like, and I know
Goodell needed an ice bath after the draft.
I know Goodell felt it. Like he's a pro, and he's like, yes,
Congrats.
And sometimes the hugs would last so long they were uncomfortable.
Yeah,
he's like, okay.
Any butt grabbing?
No butt grabbing.
Okay.
No. Although there was one crotch grab, which was from I think who was picked. It was early. Might have been the guy who went to the. I don't know, but one guy came out and he danced, and at the end of his dance, he did a Michael Jackson crotch grab. Very quickly.
Well, at least he didn't grab Roger Goodell.
Yeah. Roger
grabbed the commissioners, hit him right there in the.
Roger Goodell's cue. You
buddy.
could see it when the camera would like do that circling shot around the aggressive hugs that he was getting. His cue would always be tap 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 on the side. Like he would start tapping a couple. Okay, all right, okay, tap tap tap.
And how about the NFL is merciless. How do you think the NBA feels today? Everybody, all the sports stuff, they're in the middle of their playoffs. Not in the middle, but they've started their playoffs.
Yeah, first round.
And it's all NFL draft. People that we don't even know. 1/3 of these guys that we saw last night probably will be like in there for the long haul, great players. Not all of them because of talent. Some of them will get injured early, things like that. Things happen. And then early on, Jacksonville makes a big move.
With the Browns.
Yeah, and they move up and they get Travis
Hunter from Colorado.
Yeah, which everybody's talking about him as the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL.
Because he can play both ways.
Sure, and he's good. But has anybody watched the NFL? Like, your favorite player gets hurt. You go over 3 seasons. Your favorite player, no matter who it is, gets hurt, either briefly or for a long time. They gave up next year's first-round draft. Now, I know the guy's good, but I don't know. We'll have to see. He's generational. I get it. You want him. But he's going to play both ways in the NFL, and
I don't
he's
think
not
so.
going to get hurt.
You'll get hurt right away.
He's not going to get hurt.
Yeah, I think he's a better cornerback than a wide receiver,
Well,
in my opinion.
that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought finding wide receivers was easier than finding lockdown cornerbacks. And so I thought when he came into the NFL, it'd be like, you're going to be a cornerback first because it's harder to find lockdown cornerbacks. And then we'll have packages for you on the
when
offense.
they go like 5 wide,
But
he would be
everybody's
the 5th wide
everybody's
receiver.
talking about it totally differently. They're just saying he's such a great receiver, and that's what they brought him to Jacksonville for, because they just paid Trevor
Lawrence.
I was supposed to be in the Hall of Fame by now, Lawrence. So they just gave him a bunch of money.
Didn't Dion play both sides?
A little bit.
So it was
Later
more of
in
a stunt when he would be the
No,
wide.
not stunned. He was very good at it, but I think more of those packages came later in his career than early. I think you got to solidify yourself at some place because there's all these meetings every week, and there's no way this guy can be in both rooms. Like, being in the meeting room for the offense,
well, especially
and the defense.
in practice, right? You're going to have packages where you try to emulate what the other team's cornerback does or the other team's wide receiver does. So with Travis Hunter being a wide receiver and a cornerback, he would be kind of at odds with his teammates, right? Because he'd be on the wide receiver package and then the cornerback. So whose side is he really on?
How is he?
How does he navigate that?
I think maybe 30% of the time, cornerback. Yeah, maybe.
And why did they have a name like cornerback when it's so close to quarterback?
Because Autumn,
good question.
It's a great question, Autumn. And the reason is because they have to lock down the corners of the defense.
Can they call them like the edge back?
Well, we have edge rushers. We have people like that on the edge. When you're on the there's the edge rushers.
Falcons got 2 edges.
I don't ever rush while I'm edge.
That's
right. That's the opposite of it.
You have the goon rushers. You have the edge rushers. But I don't know.
Aftercare rusher.
But again, like if you're the NBA, you're waking up today, you're in your playoffs, and everybody's talking about what used to be a clerical day, like we're gonna pick this guy. It was the most boring thing in the world. Also, remember this: the NBA owned Christmas Day for years, and then just all of a sudden the NFL said, "Nah, we're gonna play on Christmas," and just People used to say the official NBA season starts on Christmas Day. We used to make jokes. The players don't even care until Christmas Day, and now the NFL has just walked in and gone, nah, that day does not belong to you at all.
And don't forget, yesterday there were also NHL playoff games as well, too.
What's that?
The NHL has had their problems for quite some time.
I think,
although people love them live, they have trouble on TV.
That league has gone down so much in my lifetime. It used to be big. Like, hockey used to be a big
Well, when
thing.
you were younger, you had teams here in Atlanta. So for you, it might seem... If you were living in, Calgary or something like that.
You got Gwinnett still.
Huh?
You still have the Gladiators,
They're
right?
not NHL, though. They're
People here seem to be into hockey.
Yeah, well...
You guys had the Caps, though, right? So you're Caps fans?
Huh? Baltimore?
Washington Capitals.
Washington Capitals, that's right. Okay. Well, there you go. Oh,
I was thinking like hats.
Their problem, yeah. You're probably seeing like some gang affiliation or something. That's the story out of this whole Trump thing with this guy who they sent to El Salvador, and there was a clerical error, and they won't bring him back, and they've been told to bring him back. As I'm reading about this, I had no idea. One of the things, apparently, that identifies you as a gang member of that gang, Trey, whatever, is that you wear a Chicago Bulls hat.
That's right.
How does that make the Bulls are like, yeah, whatever, sell them. I don't care. I don't care who's buying them. I mean, every Chicago Bulls fan is now thought of by the federal government as a potential Venezuelan gang
brand
member.
awareness then. Brand awareness
I
then.
don't care. Keep selling the hats. That can't be good for the franchise.
Everybody that goes to the United Center up in Chicago, that is a gang outfit there.
Yeah, Trump's going to show up and just have them all arrested.
Deport them all.
Everybody in the stadium with a hat.
Everybody wearing a Bulls hat, please exit through that door.
Free Bulls tickets right this way.
Vans are waiting.
I think Dion should have known better. He should have known better to put his son in that situation. There was, years and years ago that it was a much smaller thing. They used to have, I remember Thurman Thomas falling asleep. Like he was supposed to go earlier than he did. And I remember him, they shot back at his house and he was asleep, waiting for it to happen. And that's kind of, you could say, oh, that didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. But this was just... with having the bling and the money and the word legendary everywhere, and it just, as the night goes on, you could see it on Dion's face.
Yeah.
You could see it on, and then did he learn his lesson? Here's the end. Hey, by the way, this is not a sports show. Did he learn his lesson? In his answer here, he gives this little speech to his friends when he didn't go in the first round, and there's still arrogance. He says something here like, there's no way that anything like this should have happened.
Under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless.
And I want to say, no. If you want to make it in the NFL, what you have to say is, it's going to be a privilege to go to whatever team decides to take me, and they're going to get the hardest worker they've ever gotten, and I'll remember this night. Something like that. But you want to let teams know that you can learn a lesson. You can't be as cocky in this after what's happened to you.
He said he was every team's number one on their list before going into the draft. And now, look, he is eating those words.
Yep.
At Shane Company, we love a spring engagement. But you might be wondering, how do I find the perfect engagement ring? As a trusted family jeweler since 1929, we get asked this a lot. We have a wide selection of ring settings, like vintage designs with romantic details, floral settings inspired by nature, and classic styles with clean lines and sleek metals. Dreaming of the most beautiful diamond you've ever seen? At Shane Company, we handpick only the sparkliest center stones in all shapes and sizes, from oval to round to marquise, and more. We have gorgeous natural and lab-grown diamonds at competitive prices, in-store, ready to compare side by side. Drawn to certain colors? We're known for our rainbow of vivid natural sapphires, including shades of blue, straight out of a fairy tale, handpicked by our owner, Tom Shane. At Shane Company, we have the best free lifetime warranty that includes the center stone, plus resizing, repairs, and cleanings for life. Visit us at shaneco.com or in store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. That's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, of victory for thousands of international students who had their visas revoked. Federal immigration authorities are reversing the cancellation of legal status. It comes after legal challenges, including here in Georgia. Attorney Charles Cook represents 133 of these students and says they still have questions.
One, there's no real official announcement. Second, besides no announcement, we don't know the details.
They still want a ruling from the judge in the Georgia case, and Cook says he believes the government should apologize. A man is in critical condition after he's hit by a vehicle following a bar fight in Dunwoody. It happened at the Bird restaurant on Ashford-Dunwoody Road.
A man and a woman, who are boyfriend and girlfriend, I believe, were sitting at the bar, and a second male came up to the female and touched her, not in necessarily an assaultive way, but in a way to get her attention.
Dunwoody Police Sergeant Michael Cheek says that's when the fight started. All three were kicked out of the bar. As the couple exited the building, the man was intentionally hit by a car. Police have not yet made an arrest. Luigi Mangione pleads not guilty to federal charges in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City. The 26-year-old was arraigned today on charges of stalking, a firearms offense, and murder with a firearm. CBS's Katrina Kaufman reports federal prosecutors are seeking the death penalty.
They also think that Mangione poses a future danger because of the way that he has targeted this industry. And that also could pose a future danger.
Mangione has also pleaded not guilty to separate state murder charges. Former New York Congressman George Santos is sentenced to over 7 years in prison. He sobbed in court today as he heard the sentence. Santos pleaded guilty last summer to federal wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He admitted deceiving donors and stealing the identities of nearly a dozen people to fund his congressional campaign. He was expelled from Congress in 2023 after serving less than a year. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Alex Williams.
Already a full house through Midtown and downtown. We had some trouble clearing Buckhead, 400 southbound around Lenox Road. That's where the jam starts. For the ride toward I-85, you'll stay on the brake lights about 24 minutes from the 85-400 merge down to I-20. Northbound slows from Langford Parkway up to Freedom Parkway. If you're traveling 285 eastbound, the outer loop on the south side of the perimeter, that's in recovery mode, leaving Boulder Crest Road up past I-20 County. That earlier car fire all gone around Covington Highway. And 285 westbound, the outer loop on the north side. That's starting to stack up from Ashford Dunwoody Road, exit 29, as you head over to Sandy Springs. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy today with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon through the evening hours. Today's high is 79. Lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow drying out, partly to mostly cloudy, high 82. Sunshine for Sunday, morning low 61, afternoon high 83.
79 in Vinings and in Stone Mountain. It's 80 in Hampton. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now. 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Hey, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here, co-host of The Car Guys with my good friend and brother, Kevin Deutsch, from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Whatever you want to know about buying, selling, leasing, or maintaining a vehicle, Kevin has your answers.
That's right, Shelley. For over 40 years, I've sold, leased, fixed, and financed pretty much every make and model. I've seen it all. If you have any car questions, we'll have the answers every Saturday at noon.
It's The Car Guys, Saturdays at noon on 95.5 WSB, brought to you by Butler Lexus of South Atlanta.
You know, one other thing before we move on, that the name, image, and likeness has changed coming from college to the NFL. It used to be when they would go to somebody's home that they were being drafted, it used to be a small apartment somewhere with, plastic slip covers. Now these guys are millionaires already.
Right.
You go to their houses, they live in these mansions. So good on them. I believe it's time for the word of the day. Word of the day.
Bon ami.
I thought it was Bon Homie.
Bon ami.
Hey, Bon Homie.
Bon Homie.
My Bon Homies.
My good friend.
Bon ami. Yeah, I'm trying to use words that maybe people aren't so crazy. For a while, we had a lot of 15th century words, and people started getting upset.
You're just casually dropping them into conversation.
And these are words that people have heard, but sometimes you hear words a lot, and you're always just kind of putting them in there by context.
Yep.
Do you really know what bon ami actually means? And it's just good-natured, easy friendliness. That's all it is. B-O-N-H-O-M-I-E. Of course, it's a noun.
Is it French?
Looks it.
Bon ami.
Well, you'd have to look that up. I don't know.
Bon ami.
I don't. It's a okay. Now I gotta look
Me
down.
would be like A.
Now I gotta look
It's
down.
O-M-I-E.
Or whatever I think would be friend.
Okay.
O-M-I-E.
But etymology. It is French. It is French.
Me, I knew it.
From bonhomme, good-natured man. From bon.
Oh, good
Bon
man.
equals good plus
Yeah.
home, whatever.
What's the gender
Yes, man.
neutral
Good man.
version of that word?
What's that one?
Cool.
What's the gender neutral version of that word?
Bonade.
Okay, thank you.
Bonhomme.
Bon ami.
Bono from U2, I believe, is the gender
Bono Vox. That's his name is Bono Vox, and Vox means voice.
It's his last name, not Vox.
It's not Vox. That's what they called him. They called him Bono Vox
I
in
see.
Ireland or whatever.
I see. His real name is like I can't. What is
Larry.
his? No, it's
Houston. Something Houston.
Yeah, something Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, Houston. Is it Gordon? No.
Gordon.
Sting is Gordon.
Jim.
What a dork.
I think Sting is Gordon. All right, let's do this. Sumner. Gordon Sumner is Sting.
Paul David Houston.
Thank you. That's Bono.
Come on, Eric. Tell us what's happening.
Jared Yamamoto is actually the person who's going to tell us
on,
what's
Jared.
the buzz.
We got Ronnie
Tell
right
us what's
there.
happening.
Come on, Ronnie, what?
Come on, Jared. Tell us what's happening.
From Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan, the drink.
Oh, that's a little vodka, some triple sec, and
Yeah.
a little cranberry juice.
Or the Silly magazine
That's right.
that
Silly,
my mom used to read when she wanted to feel young.
the Silly magazine. Did they still have it like at the when you would check out of the grocery store? Is that where you'd see
It was,
Cosmopolitan?
no, Cosmopolitan was more of a higher end kind of thing back in the day. I think
It was in that aisle of Kroger with like the sexy novels.
It
and
wasn't
stuff.
there. When you're checking out, when I was a kid, it was all spaceships and National
US
Enquirer
Weekly and stuff, yeah.
that kind of stuff. The Bat
Us.
Kid, remember that for a while?
Yes.
And remember the kid with the bat? What was
Oh,
he?
the Bat Boy.
Yeah,
Bat
yeah.
Boy.
He's still doing okay.
Is he all right?
Yeah,
still
he's a
batting
bat
around?
adult now.
Oh, he's a bat. He is.
He's a bat. You
flapping
can't call
around.
him Batman.
Does he still identify as Bat Boy?
Well,
But speaking of Bat Boy, I saw a thing this morning. I think it was the Giants, but then I went and tried to look for it. I couldn't find it, but I saw it on a sports show on Fox. So there's like an 87-year-old man was a ball boy for the Giants or something, and the ball came his way, his foul ball, and he goes to pick it up and he misses it, and then he falls over and falls right on his face. He's like 87 years old. I saw this morning. He's okay.
Thank goodness he's okay.
Yeah, we can make
And
jokes.
that was the end of him.
That's how. Yeah. Hey, thank goodness he was okay. I was like, yeah, that's
Died
right.
doing what he loved.
That's right. He died doing what
that'd
he
be a
loved.
Great job if you're retired and
Yeah,
want to go
I mean,
to the
I'm
old
sure
ballpark.
there's some kind of great story behind it as to why he was there, but he face planted.
His Uncle Ernie must have been an outfielder for a
That's
little
right.
while.
That's
Uncle
right.
Ernie.
I was thinking of a different musical Uncle
so
Ernie.
was I.
The nasty,
Fiddle, fiddle,
yeah, the nasty
fiddle.
Uncle Ernie from Tommy.
Oh.
You were thinking of Paul McCartney's Uncle Ernie from Let Him In.
Let him in.
What a crazy song that is. How do you
It
even
is
write
crazy.
a song? Hey, someone's at the door. I just mean it's the concept.
Yeah, let 'em in, man.
Like, you just got to know that you can write songs that could become hits. If you think, yeah, I'm going to write a song about somebody's at the door, go let them in. Number
Isn't
one.
that also
Or it
the
was a top 10
hands
song.
across
Who's
the
that calling on the
water?
phone? Go ahead and answer it.
Isn't it
Someone's
also the
knocking at
hands
the
across
door.
the water part?
Huh?
Isn't it also? It includes the hands.
No,
across
that's
the
a whole.
water.
Come on, what do you know? You know
Is
nothing.
that the same one?
No, that is
Oh,
off
I'm mixing
albums
them up.
before.
She knows nothing about
Oh my goodness gracious!
I'm so
Let 'Em In is
sorry.
the opening song off of At the Speed of Sound. You're thinking of Ram, which is the second album.
You're on Wham, man.
Ram.
Ram. I said Ram.
Someone's putting on a stamp. Someone's sending some mail.
Do me a favor, go get the mail and bring it to me.
Bring it in.
A top 10 hit. It's actually a great song. Just the hubris of knowing, yeah, I'm going to write a song about someone's knocking at the door. Hey,
Paul's
can you-
writing songs about people coming to his door. I'm writing songs about Est.
How do you sleep at night?
Screaming.
All right, people get mad when I get off of my little Beatles thing. I don't want to.
That's not a little Beatles
And
thing.
it was us doing it, not
I
you doing
know, but I didn't show up to let the audience down today. That none of us did. We
I did.
showed up
I
to
did.
give them what Autumn likes. She actually enjoys antagonizing the audience.
Yeah, you think I'm going to do a good job for you? Nope.
She's like,
Think
I've
again.
met. She's like, I've met this audience. I'm phoning it in.
You know,
she
we get
says.
We get open micers like this. I love what
Someone's phoning in the radio show. Do me a favor.
Somebody's open
Change
mic.
the station. Really. Do me a favor. Change the station.
We
To
get-
some adult contemporary.
We get people that love the show no matter what.
When I listen to the Von Hessler Doctrine, I feel like I'm a part of an exclusive club that I love, that welcomes me, that's very accepting. I listen every day.
Look at that.
We are. We love everybody. This
Is
cult.
he inside of a tin can? while he made
No,
that?
see what she does? She goes after the guy. She's like, I feel accepted. I feel wonderful.
Hey, what did I say?
What's
Think
this guy?
It's Friday. I don't care.
All right. Before we have to go to break, why don't we get what's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
I was bringing
No,
it
I'm
from-
blaming you.
from
I'm blaming you.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah,
No,
come on, Jared.
no,
It's a
no,
task.
Oh, that's right. Cosmopolitan.
Cosmopolitan.
When
You guys
we'll start
brought
all
in the
over
Beatles.
again. We'll
Hey,
just,
that's where your mom used to read that.
yeah, we'll start all over. My mom used to read
Wait,
that
so
when
do
she
you-
wanted to feel young.
Do you get that again at the grocery store? Is that like on the shelf?
Yeah,
No,
in the aisle.
no. It'll be in the
Oh, the
aisle over
checkout?
by the Kroger. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Next
back then
to
it was
US
all
Weekly.
It was all the Bat Boy. It was like, remember? Is he
Boy.
still
How's he
around?
doing?
Is he still around?
Yeah,
Is
I
he-
just
is-
posted in Slack. They're making a series out of it.
Oh, hey, that's great. It's crazy. It's like
that
something
wasn't
like Paul
in the original
McCartney
thing.
got such hubris. He would write these songs.
Someone's not-
Didn't the bad boy for the Giants hurt himself or something?
Yeah, that's what I
Someone's looking
saw.
at the wall. Somebody's staring at feet.
Somebody's reading a book. Somebody's falling asleep. Do me a favor. Give him a pillow and cover him up.
And let him nap.
Let him know.
Hey, can you make me some tea? All right, we've upset the audience by being ridiculous long enough. Give me
Well,
tell me
we
what's
should
in
go back further.
Cosmopolitan.
We should go to the NFL draft.
Fun, it's Mel Kiper Jr.
We're so sorry, Shedeur Sanders. But you haven't had a bloody pick all day. We're so sorry, Shedeur Sanders.
But the teams have got their picks in, and you've simply been left astray.
Bon ami.
Okay, what is it in Cosmopolitan that I don't care about?
Pete Davidson has already spent $200,000 on his year-long tattoo removal, but he's doing quite well.
How many people
Oh, good.
would like to be able to do this, but they don't have $200,000? That's the problem with tattoos when you're super young. I mean, when you're young, you don't know that you're not going to feel the way you feel for the rest of your life. So it's kind of a danger. If you're getting these guys used to get tattoos when they're in the like they'd be in the army and stuff. They're kind of hardened people. Now everybody gets tattoos, and it's almost like I wonder if there's even peer pressure when you're a teenager now. I don't know. But
I think it's cool to not have a tattoo now.
Well, me too. I think anytime you're doing what everybody else isn't doing, it's more interesting to me. But it's kind of it's a fad. Some people love them for their whole life long, but not everybody. I mean, think of a hairstyle. How many times you got a hairstyle that was just the coolest damn hairstyle? Everybody cool had that. Yeah, and then you wake up one day and go, okay, that's dumb, but you can change it.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news.
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
on 95.5 WSB.
Tara Fine Jewelry Company, your engagement ring specialist in Beaufort, only 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia. You'll love their larger, high-quality diamond engagement rings, always paired with 5-star customer service. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
We were ready to sell, but I got so overwhelmed with everything that needed to be done. Accepting the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate shortened my to-do list.
Hi, this is Mark Spain. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free and receive the strongest cash offer in the industry. With our guaranteed offer, there are no showings, no open houses, and no stress.
And the value of getting all of my time back that I would have spent on home repairs, priceless.
Go to markspain.com to receive a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Certain restrictions apply.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Arum here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with a team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we know most people don't love mattress shopping. In fact, many dread it. And why wouldn't they? Many mattress stores use high-pressure sales techniques like today-only pricing and tout features that don't really offer a benefit. They offer an overwhelming number of options to confuse things even further. At OMF, we do things differently. Our showrooms are easy to navigate, and our sales team actually cares. Our goal is to answer your questions, not pressure you into purchasing. OriginalMattress.com.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Started digging, only to find...
Getting you the answers you need now.
We have live. Team 2 coverage.
Channel 2 never stops advocating for you.
An investigation regarding your tax dollars.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
All right. What are you looking at, Jared? You look like you're doing computer coding over there. You're very intense.
Oh, wow, because it's so funny. There was a montage that somebody put together. I didn't do it. It was on X, of 8 minutes of Mel Kiper freaking out about Shedeur Sanders.
Oh, my goodness. I would love to listen to just one.
So
Any 1 minute.
So I grabbed the part right after the Steelers passed on him, and this is him just going off on all the quarterbacks that he called correctly.
That the NFL got wrong in the past. Yeah, this is my favorite part.
So,
he's just losing his mind. Now, you got to remember, this guy didn't go in the first round, and the genius of mock drafts, Mel Kiper Jr. on ESPN, thought he should have been the first off the board.
So he starts listing.
Well, hold on. What do you want to say,
I
Joe?
looked it up. He gave the Chiefs a C+ for picking Mahomes. So
C+.
keep that in mind.
Wow. and now, again, this is
I got to get into that game because it's like nobody holds you responsible.
No, not at all.
You just say whatever you want.
So here's him listing all the quarterbacks that previous.
It's more than what he's saying. It's just the anger.
Yes,
he's just. It's funny.
Dan Marino passed over for Cal Davis and Ken O'Brien, right? Joe Montana went in the third round. Kurt Warner, undrafted free agent. Peyton Manning, people hit the league like Ryan Leaf over and took Bill Polian to take him #1 overall. Matt Ryan. Jake Long went ahead of Matt Ryan. They took him so far, something for Chad Henne over Matt Ryan. Pocket guy, how'd that work out?
How's that worked out for you?
How's that work out?
Larger than Miami didn't take him. Goes to New Orleans, right? How'd that work out?
How'd that work out?
Mr. Irrelevant, Kirk Cousins, 4th round pick. They're all traditional drop back pocket passers. I didn't mention the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, 6th round pick. But just think about that list. The NFL didn't like him back when Johnny Unitas came out of Louisville. They didn't like him now. They've been burned 9 out of 10 times by passing on these guys.
Wow. That guy got a lot of anger. I told him all that. Dan Marino. He came out all that.
It was so funny. Just an absolute meltdown. And then he would remember that he had to be a professional because the way that it works on ESPN is after the pick comes in, they go to Mel to tell you what his they start showing the B-roll from college and what this kid's got. He's got intangibles, whatever. And you would see he would like go back and forth because he can't be totally negative when he's talking about the person they picked. And it was just hilarious.
And I think that's why initially I started with the ESPN crew and Mel Kiper. And then because he kept bouncing back to Shadir Sanders every time, I went over to the Game Day crew with Herb Street.
Yeah, they were boring.
And all
they were competently boring.
The problem with Saban is everybody's great.
Yeah.
And for Saban,
that's the problem with McAfee. That's what's happened to McAfee's show. I used to watch Pat McAfee, during the pandemic when I was doing this show from my mother-in-law's garage in Florida. Every day when the show would end, his would start, and we were on from 9 to noon, and I would get lunch and watch McAfee, and it was a breath of fresh air because what he was bringing was not hating on this. It came from, I love this sport. I love people who do this. I'm fascinated by them. And he came from a different direction where everybody else is getting clicks and headlines telling you what was terrible. But now it's almost like too much. Everybody's wonderful. Everybody's the greatest. Every introduction of every guest is they're the blah, blah, blah. Because he's into wrestling. So what do they call it? What do they call those videos where you hype somebody up? It's not called
promo.
Promo. So when he brings any player on, or a coach, he does a wrestling promo for them. And after a while, you're like, well, everybody can't be great. It can't be everybody who's great. Although I think McAfee's, I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying,
done a great thing for the College Game Day crew. I think he's added a great element to that show.
That's fine.
I hate sleeves.
He started to dress a little nicer after a while. You can't just go around in that tank top.
I know, but that's what
forever. I mean, you can, and it looked good at first, but he's smart enough to realize, all right, at some point, I'm just gonna look like a fool. Like, it was great at first, and he's very smart as far as branding and image and stuff like that. So he started to kind of like change that a little bit. I was surprised. Did they not do one last night, Pat McAfee? He's been doing it for years.
So
I was looking around for him. I couldn't find anything.
I think he was tapping in to the other crew occasionally. Right. He didn't have his own broadcast where he was the lead.
Because for the last few years because they have one of their guys is the best Mel Kiper impersonator, and it's fun to watch because they can swear.
Well, at one point,
so when you see Mel Kiper swearing and dropping the F-bombs and everything, is very funny.
Well, at one point, McAfee, you see there was a viral video of him taking a blunt from the crowd and just smoking it and then putting it back.
He doesn't have any. So where was he doing that? That was last night?
Yeah, that was last night in the crowd.
Because in ESPN, I watched ESPN proper. I didn't see him in the whole first round.
I assume, again, we had family over last night, so the draft was on in the background.
ABC on Channel 2, they had the Game Day crew.
Right. So
it surprised me because ESPN owns ABC. I thought it would just be the same broadcast.
I was happy to have the multiple broadcasts. I think that
you wanted the boring, competent stuff. I wanted to see the guys melt down.
Herb Street knows these college players inside and out. I feel like Mel Kiper has a better pro angle on
I don't
the
care.
players.
I'm just talking about entertainment.
Sure.
I'm not talking about who's right and who's wrong. None of them know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Cam Ward may be in the Hall of Fame. He may be gone in 2 years, and nobody knows.
I know somebody's going to make the Hall of Fame. So somebody drafts him. That's Shadir Sanders.
That's right. I know you're angry.
Uh-oh, he's getting out the list again there of all the Hall of Famers.
What if he goes to this whole second round? Is Kiper on? Yeah, he'll be on tonight too, right?
I'm sure he will be.
Oh, he'll be piping.
This is his Super Bowl.
If Cleveland takes him, because Cleveland has 2 picks early tonight, right?
They have the first and the fourth of the second round.
So if they and they don't have a quarterback, if they pass twice, he will lose his mind. If they take him, I just can't even imagine. This is the smartest franchise in the NFL, yes?
So Pat McAfee kicked off at 8 p.m., but it was only YouTube, ESPN Plus, TikTok, and the ESPN app.
But he did it on YouTube, huh? I couldn't find
Pat McAfee Show Draft Spectacular.
Okay, because do you have Belichick on again?
I don't know about that.
He's busy coaching up
Have
the Tar Heels.
Have you seen Belichick over the Tar Heels? His girlfriend is on the field with him. Have you seen this footage?
Oh yeah.
She's dressed like, I don't know, Beyonce or something, and she's got the high heels, and she has a walkie-talkie type of thing, and she just keeps going out to Bill while he's coaching and telling him stuff and coming back.
What is she telling him?
I don't know.
She's the queen of Chapel Hill. She sees what's going on with the defense. She knows that nickel coverage and dime coverage.
I don't know.
Thank you, baby.
I don't know if you've seen the Royal.
Thanks, baby.
I don't know if you've seen the Royal Constitution, but she's too young to be the queen of Chapel Hill, I believe.
Can we get chicken fingers tonight?
Oh, yeah, baby.
I can eat.
It's
Scott Slade here from iRoofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you're going to be able to get it into the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, it's Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. I've trusted their team for years. Doctors West, McNeil, Hanna, and Biswas have been serving the Atlanta area for over 25 years with expert surgical and non-surgical care. With warmer weather on the way, are you summer ready? Marietta Plastic Surgery is here to help you look and feel your best. They now offer Awake Liposuction, a less invasive way to sculpt your body with less downtime. And their med spa still has all your go-to treatments like Botox and fillers, microneedling, Diamond Glow, hydrofacials, and Morpheus 8 for radiant, glowing skin. Looking to restore thinning hair or reshape your hairline? Marietta Plastic Surgery is the only practice in the region that offers the gold standard in hair restoration, the Foundation Aesthetic Hair Restoration Method. Visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com to schedule your consultation today.
Pope Francis lies in state.
Francis only wanted to be buried in a simple wood box.
World leaders head to Rome.
President Trump plans to attend the funeral for the Pope.
And the Vatican prepares to say goodbye.
They'll lie in state at St. Peter's Basilica for 3 days.
The funeral of Pope Francis. Live coverage begins tomorrow morning at 4 a.m.
His final wishes call for his burial at St. Mary Major Basilica.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top story, it's a win for international students across the country, including here in Georgia. After revoking the visas of thousands of students, federal immigration authorities are reversing course.
Atlanta Attorney Charles Cook represents 133 international students challenging the cancellation of their status. He says while he's glad the government is reversing course, questions remain.
Are these retroactive? Are they affecting their underlying status? Will they be able to change status in the future? Are they working with Department of State to fix their visas? We still want answers to these questions.
Cook says the Atlanta case, which includes 26 international students here in Georgia, is not over, and he wants the judge to issue a ruling. He also thinks the government should apologize. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
80 degrees in Atlanta. Will this rainy pattern end in time for the weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Calls for justice today, a year after protesters were arrested on the campus of Emory University.
The protesters camped out on the Emory Quad against the war in Gaza and the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. But a few hours in, law enforcement moved in and arrested 28 people, saying they were on private property. Activists like David Jones say they haven't forgotten.
We came out in solidarity to demand that the DeKalb County Solicitor General, Donna Coleman Stribling, drop the charges on all of those who were arrested that day.
So far, about half of the group have had their charges dropped. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Cuts to the Atlanta-based CDC are top of mind as Georgia Senator John Ossoff is grilled today by constituents during a town hall meeting in Marietta. Ossoff blasts those layoffs.
So foolish, so short-sighted, so without any rational policy justification. that every single Georgian, and by the way, that includes the governor of Georgia, should oppose it.
Ossoff up for re-election next November, and Governor Kemp is considering running against him. Atlanta police seek help from the public as they try to identify 2 men suspected in a homicide last week.
When 2 men were shot in the wee hours of April 18th at 70 Newcastle Street, the search began for the 3 alleged shooters. Atlanta police say one of the suspects is now in custody, but the other 2 remain at large. The night of the shooting, one of the men was wearing a T-shirt with the words "In Draco We Trust." The other was wearing dreads and a knee-high style jacket. If you help Atlanta police identify these men, you could earn up to $5,000. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
And we posted a picture of the suspects on our website. Some apple juice sold here in Georgia and 20 other states is under recall.
It's the Martinelli apple juice in the 10-ounce glass bottles that were sold in 4-packs with a best-by date of December 5th, 2026 that's being recalled. They may contain mold, which can cause internal organ damage when consumed in excess. The FDA saying if you are experiencing any signs of illness after consuming the recalled apple juice, you should talk to your doctor immediately.
WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says don't drink the juice and you can take it back for a refund. We posted more information at WSBradio.com. 3 days of public viewing for Pope Francis is now over. More than 250,000 paid their respects. The funeral is tomorrow. Correspondent Terry Moran reports on the process of selecting the new pope.
The cardinals in the Sistine Chapel voting 4 times a day, twice in the morning, twice in the afternoon, until they choose the next pope. And when they do, we'll see that white smoke coming up from the chimney, a sign that a successor to Francis has been chosen.
President Trump among the world leaders who will attend the funeral tomorrow. Thousands of Delta employees are in Atlanta today competing in the ultimate plane pulling contest, the annual Jet Drag.
You might actually be going along the taxiway, getting ready to take off on your flight. You'll look over and you'll actually see the jet drag going on outside. So if people are wondering what that is, they'll be able to tell that that's the actual event.
Delta's Anthony Black says it raises money for cancer research. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
A little bit of a jam heading toward the airport on I-85 southbound. Just had Hero units blocking all lanes of 85 south right around Metropolitan Parkway, exit 77, paying their respects to a Hero driver that was killed years ago. Nice memorial there. They are starting to reopen those lanes, but that's why you're jammed up on the connector southbound coming down from University Avenue. But again, those lanes are starting to reopen. Elsewhere, if you're traveling to the northern suburbs, 85 northbound, you're slow from I-285, that merging madness there, trying to make the commute up into Norcross. 400 northbound, on and off the brakes from I-285 through Sandy Springs up to Northridge Road. 75 northbound, we're starting to see some volume pick up from North Marietta Parkway for the ride up into Kennesaw. Checking the ride through the heart of the city, it's Kobe Dawkins.
Well, wet pavement causing things to slow down. 75-85 northbound, those delays beginning before Highway 166 getting past Spring Street, and 75-85 southbound, your jam starting well before the downtown merge getting to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy for this evening with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms late in the evening hours, fizzling out after midnight, lows tonight in the low 60s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 82. Sunday, sunshine, morning low 61, afternoon high 83.
Storm tracker radar showing some rain now popping up, and there's a shower actually right now, right in the heart of Atlanta. It's 81 in College Park, 80 in Peachtree Corners, and 80 in Kennesaw. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine, not a sports show, begins right now.
Here on 95.5 The Sack.
The kettle's on the boil, and we're so easily called away. All right, what's the buzz? Jared Yamamoto, tell us what's happening.
Well, here on WSB Radio tomorrow morning, we are going to be carrying the Pope's funeral, but there is outrage afoot right now.
No, you know what? This is more than, I think that another story you're going to do, and let me just say, the Pope's, what's going on and the reasons the story is an example of the problem. But the problem is much bigger than the fact that it's going on during these viewings of the Pope's body. But go ahead.
Mourners are taking selfies with Pope Francis's open casket. So they're literally they're examples that you can see that I've seen on the news where people are filming like with the Pope now. Oh my gosh, and it's like wow, that's
because
that's insane.
I must say this. I know a lot of young people that are not stupid, so I'm not going to say that all young people are stupid because they're not. But when it comes to their phone, all young people are stupid. And not just young people. It's viral and it's infectious and it's moved on up into the 30s and 40s as well. Because not only are people taking, I actually wasn't aware of that part of it. I didn't know people being that horrific.
Taking
selfies. No, but
selfies.
I have seen people like that are in the crowd, and you'd think that they're at a rock show or something. Everybody's got their stuff up. It's like, what is wrong? How many of you go home and then look at this stuff? This is what I read when the phones first started. I would be like, yeah, I want to get blah, blah, blah. And then I realized, when do I ever go back and look at it? Never. He's the Pope. You know what? If it's important to you and you want to see the funeral again or you want to see the viewing again, guess what? There's going to be 4K professionally shot video that is available. If it's that important to you that yours isn't going to look like that, it's going to sit in your photos, which, by the way, there should be a video part of it. It's all photos, and there's videos are in there. I don't get that. But it's going to be in your photos.
Photos/videos. How about that?
Yeah, something. And it's going to sit there. Because you know that person you really want to show it to, they don't want to see it. It really is something.
Here's a picture of me and a dead guy.
Yeah, remember years ago, I think it might have been in Atlanta, I don't know, but Beyonce was playing, and she was doing some kind of thing where she's suspended, by wires, so she's flying over the crowd, and I guess they would kind of like dip her down close to the crowd and then pull her up. And at one point, she comes straight down to somebody, and the guy's standing right in front of her. She's obviously his favorite pop star. She's 2 feet away from him, and he has his phone up. And she's like, put the phone down. I'm right here. I mean, it's something you're all doing, which is goofy, but for no reason. 99.9% of you are going to look at this stuff once. No one's going to want to see it. It's not good. You're walking around, you're shifting it's not fun to watch. It's shaky. But there's something about young people who just want you to know, I was there. I'm here to tell you, that impresses no one. If you walk in here 2 weeks from now and say, I saw so-and-so at Coachella and they were fantastic, that's an interesting conversation to have. If I were to see you online just showing that, look, it's me. No, I can speak for everybody. No one has any interest in the fact that whatever you were at. It's not interesting.
Go back to the paper ticket so you have a stub as a souvenir, and then you don't need to do that.
I enjoy anytime a concert.
I never even kept stubs as souvenirs.
If it's a band that's awesome, and the fact that you even can get a paper ticket now, I will hold on to them. No.
Okay, fine, but that's just clutter. The fact is, you were there, you had the experience. This is the way life is supposed to work. It's ephemeral. That's the beauty. That's why you have to stop and smell the roses. Don't stop and take a photo and a selfie of yourself with the roses. That's not the point. The point is stop and smell the roses, because in 5 minutes they're going to be behind you and your life is going to move on, and it's a conveyor belt and it doesn't stop. So the best thing to do is be there and be present. When you're documenting everything and letting everybody know where you are all the time, you're never there and you're never present. It's really a sickness.
Now, what if somebody...
There's nothing that can be done about it.
What if a super fan comes in studio and you're in the middle of the show and decides to take a selfie? Would you be okay with that?
I don't. Unlike Autumn, I don't yell at audience members. But
they deserve it. How else are they going to learn?
I appreciate. No, of course I'm going to be nice to people, and I don't think that, to me now, if you have a conversation with me, and that's usually how this goes, and at the end of the conversation somebody says, hey, can I get a selfie? Absolutely, because that's replaced the autograph. The autograph, because I used to think about, because back in the old days, people liked the show and they would ask for autographs, and I was thinking, like, what are you really getting here? I mean, what is this? And I realized what it is a non-awkward way to have time to have a conversation that is going to be limited by how long it takes to, like, it's because you don't know each other. So somebody wants to say, I love your show, and the host of the show wants to say, wow, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Well, that takes about the time that it takes to, do an autograph and, look one another in the eye, make contact, that sort of thing. And that's not needed anymore because the selfie is kind of the same thing. So that's the way that I look at it. I mean, I don't take selfies with people that I admire.
Well,
but that's just
the perfect
me.
arm length there, man. You got those long
I know,
arms.
perfect.
You got a good selfie arm.
But that's just me. I mean, I understand. I understand. So I'm not a jerk about it. But if Autumn's around, be careful.
Yeah, don't come up to me.
She will.
Ever.
She
don't look at me. Nothing.
She's kind of like Ellen, even if you don't work for her. Just don't look her in the eye.
Yeah.
I always
I'm here
heard
to
those
perform
stories.
for money, not for you.
She's the Kawhi Leonard for another sports reference that Autumn won't get.
I don't get
But one
she's a
time,
big Kawhi Leonard
when Kawhi Leonard won
Kawhi means cute in Japanese.
there you go. Kawhi Leonard, when he won the championship in Toronto, as the confetti was falling and he was being interviewed, he's like, well, it's a team. We don't do it for the media. We don't do it for the fans. We do it for ourselves. Just like Toronto. Everything's like, we don't do it for the fans. Okay.
You're like,
well, at least she's being honest. She's the Kawhi. She's saying, basically what she's saying is, we do it for money and for each other. She does it for money. And that applies to everything that she does. She does for money. So if you want,
for the money.
so hard for it, honey.
Better
That was
treat me
kind of
right.
a lazy second line. The first line's great. She works hard for the money. And then it's just like, okay, it's time for lunch. So hard for it, honey. I mean, this is a really crappy line to follow a great line.
who knows what the old notebooks looked like when they were trying to workshop what it was going to be. Maybe
apparently.
that was the only one that would fit.
That seems like one of those lines you put in there just to
scribble.
We'll replace that later. So hard for it, honey. Maybe the whole thing was done, and the guy's just like, I just can't. I don't know.
Hey, she was a single mom. Give her a break.
Hey, did she write it?
That song, I don't know.
Did she write that song? Who wrote She Works Hard for the Money? I don't know. Did Donna Summer write her own material usually? I don't know. Maybe she did.
Netflix is now offering dialogue-only subtitles. I know that everybody needs this. This is important.
Yeah.
So when you are watching Netflix movies and it says like boom, bat, like all the things are, or door opens, door creak, you will not see that anymore.
It's an option.
It's an option now.
And the reason is because the closed caption is for people who actually need it.
Right.
The dialogue is for people who want to have 14 screens going at once and still be able to know what's going on in the movie they're watching. George, you acted like you had something to tell me.
I was going to tell you, Donna Summer wrote that song along with Michael Omartian.
There you go. I knew it. So she co-wrote the song.
Okay. Like so
Good for her.
maybe
Donna Summer still with us? She didn't.
No, she died.
Did she? When was that? A couple years ago?
A while ago.
Oh, it's too
None of
bad.
your business.
It's none of my business. She's a public figure, for heaven's sakes.
2012.
She's a great superstar. Wow, that long ago. Well, rest in peace. She was awesome.
When did she die? I missed it.
2012.
Oh, wow.
Alex Williams says there are brake lights all over 285 in DeKalb.
Yeah, getting heavy this Friday afternoon, Eric. 285 southbound. You jam up right at I-85 Spaghetti Junction. No relief from that brake pedal until you get down past Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway in Clarkston. 285 east and northbound. Sluggish on the southeast side of the perimeter from 675 up toward Glenwood Road. If you're traveling 285 westbound, the outer loop leaving Dunwoody, you're going to slow right at Ashford Dunwoody Road over to Roswell Road in Sandy Springs. Then it stays sluggish, passing I-75 down to I-20 the West Freeway. Speaking of, how is I-20 out west, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 20 westbound seeing you on the brakes, leaving the perimeter, getting into Lithia Springs, and eastbound rides, tough delay starting at Thornton Road, getting to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. And this report is sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver Report and Precious Metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Are you serious? The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
OMG! Oh my goodness!
weather.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K Day Bonus Blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com. WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
An investment in your home is something that will pay off in the future, but it's something that you can enjoy right now. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. A beautiful new garage door, entry doors, and windows are an investment you can love every day, and they will increase your home's value, energy efficiency, and curb appeal. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and high-quality work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garage.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer from virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Ashley Frasca, host of Green and Growing for Atlanta's premium sod supplier, NG Turf. Get farm fresh, high quality sod, including Zeon Zoysia, Rebel Fescue, and Tiff Tough Bermuda, delivered direct from NG Turf, your premium sod provider. NGTurf.com.
Let's see here. So, she works hard for the money. Harder than the Easter Bunny. Oh, no.
Hey,
so
Easter,
hard for it, honey.
Easter needs a song, okay? That could have been a hit.
Easter has a song. It's hip-hop.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity, Easter's on its way.
There you go. You wanted a song? You got a song.
Thump thump.
Hey,
Look at Frosty go.
Yeah, Thumpity Thump Thump was Frosty.
Oh.
Over the hill.
Christmas gets all the songs.
And when I was in third grade, they tried to make me believe that there was a Thanksgiving song, but it wasn't really a Thanksgiving. It was the one I think you just started. Over the hill and under the
Through the woods.
Grandma's house we go.
That never had anything to do with
I
Thanksgiving.
have a Thanksgiving song.
Okay, what is it?
It goes, turkey sits on a backyard fence on Thanksgiving Day. Hey, 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 turkey sits on a backyard fence, and this is what he'd say. Oh, gobble, 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 gobble. I don't like Thanksgiving Day. Hey, 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 gobble, 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 gobble. I would like to run away.
Hey, did you write that?
No.
Oh, I never heard that before in my life.
There you go.
It must have been a
You're
Lawrence.
welcome.
It was a Lawrenceville classic.
Yes.
Yeah, a Pritz household.
Oh,
OG.
it had a very Pritzian feel to it. A little, very goofy, wacky.
From Little
the princes are wacky.
From Little Eva here, and this is in the 50 best Thanksgiving songs. Let's Turkey Trot is apparently one of the.
Okay, I never heard of it. I'm
you
60.
get those if you don't cook it long
Yeah, that's
enough.
right.
Yeah.
Be careful with that.
Trots.
That's why I don't touch the dressing. Too much going on there. I don't like soggy bread.
Juicy bread.
She likes juicy bread.
Well, Sandler made the Thanksgiving song. The
Gobble, gobble, get, gobble, gobble, goo. Turkey, 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 bones, blah, blah.
Yeah. Really took off. I think it's
Everything. I'm with you, Tim.
Turkey
know what that
used to
was?
cost a nickel.
That was somebody, his manager, coming to him and go, that Hanukkah song really took off. You need to have another one. You need to follow. It's always like when you have a big hit and then the next one they tried is, didn't quite do it. That's my guess. My guess is it came after the Hanukkah song. You need another big holiday hit. See what you could do with it. Oh, I got one.
Gobble, gobble, get, gobble, gobble, get.
Hey, I was half asleep and I wrote this one. I'm Adam Sandler. I'm cute. I just have to try. All those stupid movies. God
come
bless
on,
him.
those are fun.
No,
Some
the
of
early
them are
ones. The early ones.
Come on, we got Happy Gilmore 2 coming out. Come on, that'll be fun.
Oh, it's going to be better than ever.
Cool.
No Bob Barker left. Can't have that scene.
R.I.P.
And what's his name?
By the way,
with
those were the classics.
But
I mean, when he signed with Netflix, he was just like,
Well, we got the cobbler out of it. Come on, that's a
I want to
classic.
go on vacation.
Cobbler.
The what?
The cobbler. That's one of the Netflix.
I'm making a shoe.
Making a shoes.
All right, what's the next story?
like the Velcro.
And here's the good thing is you could have 55 screens going and still be able to follow it because it'll be on Netflix and you'll get your dialogue only, you stupid idiots. That's the way you should. Hey, kids, that's how you watch a movie with 4 screens. Who cares? Old man shakes fist at the clouds.
From The Guardian, FBI arrests Wisconsin judge and accuses her of obstructing immigration officials.
This Trump administration, I don't know what's going on. Now, supposedly, this judge protected an illegal immigrant from ICE. If that's true, then there's a case here, and there's a reason. Wouldn't be the first judge ever arrested. A judge in California just got guilty of killing his wife or something. So it's not the first time. But here's the difference. The show. This judge was not a flight risk. There was no reason to go into the courthouse and do that whole thing. This administration and its critics are so performative. There was no reason. Hey, Trump is like you can even imagine someone like Nixon would be like, all right, arrest her, but, wait till after hours. And, but Trump
American
is,
people don't need to see a judge get dragged away.
Trump is just like, no.
Put it on reality TV.
High noon, live stream it.
Judge Busters.
Get Barbie doll, Ice Lady. Have her there.
Was she there?
I don't know. But there was no reason for the big hullabaloo about it. I'm sure she's a judge. She's not a flight risk.
Yeah.
They could have said, hey, you got, most people you can go, hey, we need you to come down, get fingerprinted, go through the process, and then that could have happened here. But, everybody's performing. The administration's performing. The voices against the administration are performing. Nobody's actually serious about getting things done. That's the way that I see it. So I find the show to be boring, and I'm just blanked it out. I'm just like, well, we'll see if what this judge did needs to be, look, if she protected an illegal immigrant against the government agency, then that's against the law, as far as I know. But all of this going on, it's just a big show, which would be okay if it was interesting, but I find it all to be very, very boring. Alex Williams says he's stacked and packed, or it's stacked and packed. He wasn't bragging. Alex Williams says it's stacked and packed through downtown.
That it is, Eric. Already looking at about a half hour heading southbound out of Buckhead into downtown. You slow right at Lennox Road. That 30-minute ride starts from there down to I-20. Northbound also slow from Highway 166 up through Peachtree Pine Street. Earlier rain didn't help that ride. Checking the ride on I-85 toward Gwinnett, it's Kobe Dawkins.
Well, 85 northbound seeing you jam starting before Spaghetti Junction, making your way through I-285, and then you're on and off the brakes getting to Beaver Ruin Road. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Okay, let's get real. Spring is here. The weather's gorgeous. Want to hang out on my deck, but all that pollen and grime is just so gross. So I call Wise Guys Pro Wash. One call, got a quote, I booked it, came home the next day, and boy, the house, the driveway, the patio, all sparkling, and I didn't even need to be home. If your home needs a spring glow up, call Wise Guys and mention me, Chris Chandler. Get $70 off any service before April 30th if you do. Book now at wiseguysprowash.com.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff asked about the possibility of impeaching President Trump. He also faces questions about cuts to the Atlanta-based CDC at today's town hall in Marietta.
Fielding questions and comments from members of the public inside the Cobb Civic Center, this woman telling Ossoff she wants Democrats to do more.
Think outside the box. He needs to be impeached.
Ossoff telling the town hall there's no magic button to press to reverse the administration's actions.
Ultimately, it will come down to whether or not the American people see and understand that they're being put at risk not just for the next 6 months, but for the next 60 years.
He urged the public to continue to speak out. Ossoff is up for re-election next year. In Marietta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
79 degrees in Atlanta. Scattered showers through this evening. Will it be a dry weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A win today for thousands of international students in the U.S., including those in Georgia. Federal immigration authorities are reversing the cancellation of legal status for students who had their visas revoked. Attorney Charles Cook represents 133 of these students and says there's no official word on a case filed here in Georgia.
Because there's no announcement, we think that they've simply
that they're simply reversing every revocation. We think, but we just don't know.
They still want a ruling from the judge in the Georgia case, and Cook says he believes the government should apologize. 1 year after protests erupted on the campus of Emory University, a group of protesters arrested want their charges dropped. David Jones with the Atlanta Alliance says these people are still feeling the impact of their arrests.
These are people trying to start families. These are students trying to start their careers with these charges pending over their heads.
It happened as the group camped out on the Emory Quad against the war in Gaza and the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Emory says the protesters were on private property. Dunwoody police are trying to find the suspect who plowed his car into a man after a bar fight.
It started when a man came up to a couple sitting at the bar at the Bird on Ashford Dunwoody Road and touched the woman to get her attention.
Her boyfriend she was with was not pleased with that, apparently, and an altercation between the two of them took place.
Dunwoody Police Sergeant Michael Cheek says they were eventually all kicked out of the business. As the couple left, the man was intentionally hit by a car in the parking lot.
He was transported to Grady Hospital, where he is in critical but stable condition.
The driver fled after the collision. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Luigi Mangione pleads not guilty to federal charges in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City today. The 26-year-old was arraigned on charges of stalking, a firearms offense, and murder with a firearm. Federal prosecutors say they plan to seek the death penalty. Alarming news concerning measles. A new study finds millions of new measles infections could happen in the U.S. if the number of vaccinations continues to drop. Researchers find even if the U.S. maintains its current vaccination rate, the disease could become endemic again. Now, WSB Money Update, a rally to end the week on Wall Street. The Dow gains 20 points today, S&P up 40, and the NASDAQ jumps more than 1%. It caps a 4-day winning streak to end the week. A fundraiser tonight in Atlanta seeks to raise $1 million for pediatric cancer research.
Tonight's rally on the runway at the Georgia Aquarium features a silent auction and the showcase event, Rally Kids themselves hitting the runway for a fashion show alongside Bradley Pinion of the Atlanta Falcons.
I actually get to walk the runway with the kids. Also get time with the kids beforehand at the aquarium, which I'm super pumped about.
Rally CEO Dean Crow says 93 cents of every dollar goes to funding research for childhood cancer. You can donate and learn more at rallyfoundation.org. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
The 10th annual Vote Run Lead training conference is in Atlanta this weekend. It aims to help women running for political office for the first time to run successful campaigns.
Our mission actually is to put women's majorities in our state houses across the country. We believe that's a reflective democracy. We're 51% of the population and should be 51% of the seats.
The group's founder, Aaron Velarde, says over a third of participants are from Georgia. The program runs through Sunday. It is now 4:34, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Look out for the blue flashing lights in Clarkston, 285 southbound, the inner loop, Highway 78, Stone Mountain Freeway, crash on the left shoulder there. It slows before that, though, as you leave I-85 Spaghetti Junction, 85 northbound. On and off that brake pedal from Chamblee Tucker Road into DeKalb as you head up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99 in Norcross. 400 northbound, worst part of that is right around the North Springs MARTA station. Then you break free into Roswell and Alpharetta. A few more brake lights in Alpharetta before and after Windward Parkway. How's the ride on I-75 northwest of town, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 75 northbound, seeing you on and off the brakes starting before the North 120 loop, getting into Ackworth towards Highway 92, and also watching 575 northbound, slight delays getting into Woodstock. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy this evening with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms late in the evening through the overnight hours. Drying out for tomorrow morning, low 62. Tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, highs in the low 80s. Sunday, sunshine, morning low 61, afternoon high 83.
Spotty rain showers showing up now on Storm Tracker radar. Some rain moving from North DeKalb into South Gwinnett County at this hour. 79 in Snellville, 80 in Ackworth, 82 in Union City. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
Looking for the perfect engagement ring? At Shane Company, we know this is an exciting time. It can also be overwhelming. Customers say this a lot. Where do I start? How do I choose? At Shane Company, this is where the magic happens. Since 1929, we've been experts at helping customers find the perfect engagement ring. We invite you into the design process, help you pick out the perfect diamond or colorful gemstone, and choose a style that speaks to you. Come see us in store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Don't let a DUI ruin your life. Hire the attorney that other attorneys hire. GeorgeStein.com.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kid sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at bldrs.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
I tell you, Trump is this close. He may have crossed the line, I don't know, to being seen on the world stage as nothing more than a paper tiger. I mean, you have, he tells Vladimir stop yesterday, and overnight, another barrage in Ukraine. He says, China, I'm this close to a deal with China. China, ribs him by publicly saying it's fake news.
Well, they have to say that.
Yeah, so, okay.
They got to save face.
And, what I would say to people is, I'm over, real actually criticisms of his personality and the way that things that he says and how he's brash. But I will say this, he sells himself as a deal maker. And people who voted for him should hold his feet to the fire on that one. And I think that I'm not a good deal maker. I mean, look at my latest contract. I'm not a good deal maker. but just like watching him, I don't think trying to do these large geopolitical deals in public, constantly saying and letting people know we're doing well, I don't think that's a good way to make deals. And just in the last 24 hours, with the Chinese saying it's fake news, using his own words against him, that's mocking. That's mocking. That means you mock people when you don't have a whole lot of fear. Now, whether they should or they shouldn't, if they're getting it right or wrong, I'm just saying you mock people when there isn't a whole lot of fear. And, Vladimir stop, and then overnight, another barrage. He's this close or could be over the line. I think he shows his hand too often. And when you show your hand to everybody, you show it to both sides that you're negotiating with. And he seems to have this, I think in business, when you're negotiating about building skyscrapers and things like that, and you're dealing, I think that this probably works. Chaos, and then somebody comes to you hoping to make a deal. But I don't know that works with other sovereign nations. And, so he's got to be careful here that nobody is going to get to a point where just nobody on the world stage is going to take him seriously if things don't happen. Remember, he said he would end the Ukraine war before he was inaugurated. And so people start noticing these things. Now, the problem isn't not ending the war, because ending wars is difficult. The problem is saying that you would do that, because then people start going, yeah, well, you said this was going to happen and that didn't happen. And then your hand in everything, kind of gets weakened. And, And then at the same time, this war is difficult. And I see this because all the pressure from Western Europe and our media is, oh, if we're going to make a deal, then, ridiculous. I mean, not ridiculous. I'm just saying, objectively speaking, not what's right, what's wrong, what's justice, and just objectively speaking, the idea that Putin is going to sign a deal that gives Crimea back to. I mean, doesn't the Russian Navy work out of there? I think it's like the Black Sea. Ukraine, Crimea is a weird thing. Khrushchev gifted it to Ukraine in the 50s. People kind of scholars don't necessarily know why. The thinking maybe as an apology for what Stalin did to them. I don't know. But I believe that the Russian Navy, look it up, George, basically works out of that. Out of that port. I'm not real familiar with that part of the world, probably more so than a lot of people. But just because I've looked, but I don't really know. But I believe that it's a Russian Navy kind of thing.
They've been there since 2014 as well, too.
It was to mark the 300th anniversary of the 1654 Treaty of Pereyaslav.
I don't think that was the real reason. That gave him the excuse.
That was a good treaty
to give it back. And I see this in CNN. U.S. allies express alarm at Trump's plan to let Russia keep most of the land it seized from Ukraine. We really think that Putin's going to, no, I'm going to give this back, I'm going to give that back. Do you know how that you could go 50% of the way to ending the war in a moment is if NATO says Ukraine will never be in NATO. That is the biggest sticking point. If NATO says Ukraine is not going to be in NATO, that puts you within minutes, I think, 50% further. And you could say, well, yeah, but we don't want to do that. And I would say to you, but here's the thing. They're never going to be in NATO unless you're willing to fight a nuclear war to make it happen. And you see these other stories where Russia saber-rattling again with how they could use their nukes. Really? You want to play it this way? We're going to call their bluff. The leader of the nation that has more nukes than any other nation, including ours, says he's willing to use them if push comes to shove, and our official snarky response is, we're going to call your bluff?
What if Trump gets that gold dome up first?
Well he doesn't have time.
We're working on it.
I'll tell you, before you call that bluff, kiss your children, kiss your grandchildren, cross your fingers, and hope it works. That's the strategy? We think you're bluffing? That's the strategy. Whether it's the just thing, whether it's the most moral thing that ever happened, the reason that Putin has an upper hand in the talks is because of something that, as a United States citizen, no one tells you. They're winning. That's why this is hard. Because the side that we're on is losing. And if we left, it would be a rout. Europe can talk all they want. They've got nothing. It would take Europe 10 years to get back on the military horse the way they would need to. I mean, there are realities here. Putin's going to sign a thing that, we give that away. You can have Crimea back. Why? I mean, I think you could, with some good deal making, I think you could get some of this land back for Ukraine. But you're not going to get Crimea. And as long as NATO keeps hanging it out there that Ukraine can join, well, it's just as simple. This war will never end. Is that what you want? If you think it's that important, I would ask you a question. Do you really think that it's that important, or have you been convinced by media over the last 3 years that it's that? Can you go back 5 years in time and think of yourself where you're like, oh, this Ukraine thing? Do you want the war to end or don't you? If you don't want it to end, then have NATO keep on saying that Ukraine can get into NATO, and have Zelensky keep on saying that there's going to be no peace deal without them getting Crimea back. Then you've got a war that goes on forever. The American people have shown over history, it's not hard to look, we don't support forever wars forever. Afghanistan was pretty long, but we started losing very few soldiers, and that's why that was, believe me, if we kept losing hundreds of soldiers a year, that would have ended way sooner. The American people have about a 4 to 5 year appetite for any one war. Just look at history. American people, when you go to war, they're right behind. They don't even care. Don't even give me the facts. We're at war. Let's go. But they have about a 4 to 5 year window before they just kind of look up and go, all right, you told us it's going to be easy. Again, you got me again.
The thing I keep reading is that if Ukraine and Russia were to broker a deal, I keep reading that Europe's worried that after Trump gets out, they're just going to come in and take more land again.
Well, then fight them then. I don't, this whole thing, I agree with Roger Waters on this one. If he invades Poland, then it's World War III and we go. I've not bought that idea, I have to say. Now, you could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I don't buy this idea that he wants to put together the old Soviet Union. I don't buy that at all. Because I know the real story behind what's going on that led us to this moment. I didn't, when unlike a lot of Americans, when Russia started bombing Ukraine, it wasn't, we go, what? It's like, oh, this has been 7 years in the making. And it doesn't make Russia right. It doesn't make Putin right. Dude's got more nukes than any other country. You have to take that into consideration and ask yourself, what's worth blowing up the world for? And then say, is Crimea in Ukraine worth blowing up the world for?
Ukraine's got the Ghost Fighter of Kyiv, though, Eric.
Oh, yeah, that guy's still going
Take
strong.
down all the nukes.
That's, whatever.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's a fictional character.
We don't know.
We don't know
That's
because
true.
it's a fictional character that the media told you was real. That's all you need to know. The Ghost Fighter of Kyiv. Now, because of that, you should believe nothing you were told. Because everyone that you rely on told you there was a Ghost Flyer of Kyiv. Who said it was ridiculous within 24 hours? Eric von Hessler. The logistics didn't match up. It's not difficult. Stop enjoying being propagandized. At least make them work for it. Alex Williams says there's a crash on I-20 in Lithonia.
Yeah, outbound heading toward Lithonia, leaving 285. It's I-20 eastbound, just past Panola Road, exit 71, partially in the left lane there, adding to the brake lights from I-285. Now inside the perimeter in East Atlanta, Hero and Georgia State Patrol just blocked all lanes briefly. Got a crash from the left lane to the right shoulder, 20 westbound, Moreland Avenue, exit 60. The West Freeway, I-20 both east and westbound, seen some moderate volume, not terrible though, between 285 and Thornton Road out there in Lithia Springs. Plenty of brake lights through Midtown and downtown, Kobe Dawkins.
That's correct. 7585 northbound, seeing you start to jam before Langford Parkway getting to 10th Street. 85 south, you're jammed starting at the Georgia 400 merge. And 75 south, those tough delays starting right at Howell Mill Road, both getting to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The Pope lies in state.
The pageantry that we're seeing, it is scaled down for a Pope.
The world prepares to say goodbye.
The Pope is a global figure. He's certainly for Catholics. He's our father.
And the Vatican prepares for the next Pope.
Conclave, which will nominate a new Pope.
The funeral of Pope Francis.
Pope Francis died Monday after suffering a stroke.
Live coverage begins tomorrow morning at 4 a.m.
He focused on simplicity.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
At Ameris Bank, we know it's never just business when it's your business. So we're here to be your partner. Whether you're launching a startup, expanding locations, or managing daily finances at your company, you can do it all with a committed financial partner on your side. Our expert business bankers are ready to empower you on your financial journey. We're Ameris Bank, and we're fiercely yours. Find your local business banker at amerisbank.com/businessbankers. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Whoa! With the Cubs getting older, we need more space, so we're on the hunt for a new house. Our must-haves, a big yard for the Cubs and Scana Energy for natural gas. It won't be easy to choose the perfect house, but Scana has tons of options that'll make it easy to find the perfect natural gas plan. The sooner we find a place, the better. For a limited time, receive a $60 bill credit when you sign up. Call 1-877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/mover60. Limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Do you frequently ask family and friends to repeat themselves? Do you struggle to understand conversations when you're at a restaurant, missing important life moments? Hi, this is Dr. Prince from Atlanta Hearing Associates, and we can help you hear better again. At Atlanta Hearing Associates, we combine the latest advanced technology with compassionate care given by doctors of audiology to help you successfully manage hearing loss and get back to enjoying your life to the fullest. We offer hearing tests for individuals of all ages with easy online scheduling at hearatlanta.com. Symptoms: your hearing is muffled or words are not clear. It's difficult to hear when there is background noise. You turn the TV volume way up. If you noticed any of these symptoms, it's time to have a hearing test. Come on in and see us at Atlanta Hearing Associates. Easy online scheduling is available at hearatlanta.com. HEAR Atlanta.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Scott Slade here for My Roofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you're going to be able to get it into the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
For only a few more days, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean plus a free hallway from Zero Res for only $109 when you mention me, Chris Chandler. This offer ends soon, so schedule your appointment now before it's too late. Schedule online at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
Hey, I'm going to be introducing my buddies Driving and Crying at the Roswell Music Festival on Saturday.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I'll be leaving my home and going about, about 100 yards up the street.
You're going to drive or walk?
I think I'm probably going to end up walking because I think the traffic is going to be right at that. They're going to shut that corner down around Mimosa and all that.
Don't say where you live.
I don't live at Mimosa. I'm saying I live
But I'm saying...
I don't live at 2358 Mimosa, so I don't have any. I don't know what you're talking about. I can let people know the area. I'm within walking distance.
Hey, Eric, you live near here?
I do live here.
Can I come to your house?
No, you can't, but I do live near here.
Your pool open?
Yeah.
They can look for a pool in the backyard, a Kia in the driveway because you can't fit stuff in your garage.
How do you look for something in somebody's backyard? You're already suspicious if you're wandering. Yeah, either it's somebody who is foraging, which, that's fine.
That's Autumn Fisher.
You got mushrooms back there.
Yeah. Can I eat your berries?
Listen,
I don't know if they're poisonous or not.
I live in the great city of Roswell, Georgia. All right, people are kind and they know how to act, and they don't act like fools.
Sure.
That's what a fool believes.
What a fool is. So I don't know, come out and see us. It's a whole full day there, Roswell Music Festival. And then you'll have the delight of seeing Eric Von Hessler introduce. Can you imagine what a special moment that will be for you when I walk on stage for, I don't know how long it takes to introduce Driving and Crying. You'll walk, you'll see, not only did I see the great Driving and Crying, oh my goodness gracious, I saw Eric Von Hessler introduce them.
I thought you were going to open for him too, start singing, working on those chops over there.
I got a couple bars. I might throw down a couple bars.
Chelsea's on a vacation borrowing.
Alex Williams says there's delays on 285 through Sandy Springs.
Yeah, stacking in 285 westbound, starting back in Dunwoody from Ashford, Dunwoody, Chamblee, Dunwoody area, trying to get past Roswell Road, exit 25. Then the brake lights fill in again, approaching I-75, mostly in the right lanes as cars try to ramp onto 75 northbound there in Cobb County. 285 both north and southbound, seeing some moderate volume on the west side between I-20 and the Smyrna Vinings area. And I-20 eastbound, we're seeing some brake lights into downtown out of West Atlanta, starting around Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. How are we looking south of town on I-75, Kobe Dawkins?
75 south, seeing some delays moving through Hateville, starting at Central Ave, getting to Forest Parkway, and 75 northbound leaving Locust Grove. You're on and off the brake pedal just past Bill Gardner Parkway to Jodico Road. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer for virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio News, sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top story, a victory for thousands of international students across the U.S., including here in Georgia.
All we're seeing right now is just individuals getting calls from their schools saying you've been restored.
Federal immigration authorities are reversing course on the termination of student visas.
The news comes after legal challenges were filed around the country, including one here in Georgia. Charles Cook represents 133 of the students fighting their cancellations.
Well, we're excited that immigration finally realized that the position that they had taken in illegally revoking these service registrations was a bad idea.
But he says questions remain, and he still wants the judge to issue a ruling. Cook also says the fear students feel won't go respectful way, and he thinks the government should apologize. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
80 degrees in Atlanta. Scattered showers fizzle out after midnight. Does rain continue into the weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. 1 year later, a call to drop charges against protesters arrested in a clash with police on Emory University's campus.
28 people were arrested, including Emory students and professors, after camping on the university's quad in protest of the war in Gaza and the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. David Jones with the Atlanta Alliance says about half of those arrested still face charges.
We're demanding that the charges be dropped in its entirety for all 28 people who were arrested.
At the time, the university said the protesters were camping on private property. Emory later changed its expression policy to ban overnight encampments and protests. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
A call to impeach President Trump as constituents grilled Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff at a town hall in Marietta today.
Think outside the box. He needs to be impeached.
But Ossoff says it's not realistic unless Democrats take control of the U.S. House. He says the concerns go beyond party.
And my view is that the American people have no interest in this new experiment in monarchy that this president is trying to impose. I think that it is deeper than political party. I'm hearing from Republicans and independents here in Georgia who are horrified.
Ossoff also faces questions about cuts at the Atlanta-based CDC at today's town hall. Dunwoody police are trying to identify the driver of a car who ran over a man after a bar fight. The victim is in critical condition. He was hit while walking in the parking lot outside the Bird restaurant on Ashford-Dunwoody Road. Atlanta police asked for the public's help to find 2 men wanted for a deadly shooting 1 week ago today.
Surveillance video and photos show 3 men who police say were involved in a homicide last week at 70 Newcastle Street. One of the men wore a T-shirt with the words, "In Draco We Trust." The other wore dread and a long knee-high style jacket. A third man's already in custody, and police are asking anyone who can identify the 2 outstanding suspects to call Crime Stoppers for a possible $5,000 reward. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
And we do have a picture of the suspects on our website. Check your fridge. There's an apple juice recall.
Martinelli apple juice is being recalled in 28 states, including Georgia. The 10-ounce glass bottles of apple juice were sold in 4 packs with a best-by date of December 5th, 2026. It's being recalled because it may contain a toxic substance produced by moles that can grow on apples and could cause internal organ damage when consumed in excess. You are being urged not to drink the juice and take it back for a refund.
WSB health reporter Sabrina Cupid says if you are experiencing any signs of illness after consuming this recalled apple juice, talk to your doctor. We have posted more information about the recall at WSBradio.com. Public viewing of Pope Francis's body is over, and final preparations for his funeral are underway. Nearly 250,000 people lined up through St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects. The funeral scheduled for 4 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday. Leaders from around the world, including President Trump, will be there. It is now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Still watching this crash on the left shoulder into cab, 285 southbound, the inner loop, Highway 78 to Stone Mountain Freeway, exit number 39. No lanes blocked, but the blue flashing lights are keeping it a little extra slow as you leave I-85 Spaghetti Junction. And we're still dealing with this trouble heading to Lithonia. Part of the left lane blocked, 20 eastbound just past Panola Road, exit 71. Those delays in the work zone start back at I-285. Slowest part of 400 has got to be northbound, getting past the North Springs MARTA station there in Sandy Springs. How is the I-85 ride up toward Gwinnett County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's looking a little slow. 85 northbound, seeing the brake lights start before Chamblee Tucker Road, getting towards Beaver Ruin Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms moving through tonight. They will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures will drop to the low 60s for tomorrow morning. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, high 82. Sunday, sunshine, morning low 61, afternoon high 83. Monday and Tuesday, the dry weather continues, morning lows in the 60s, daytime highs in the mid-80s.
Not much rain showing up on Storm Tracker radar right now. We do see some rain up in northern Bartow County at this hour. It's 82 in Marietta, 80 in Fayetteville, and 78 in Loganville. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3. You know what that means? Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
Money time. Money.
It is money time. I don't know why you... No, you don't. No.
You're last on the
There are
list.
too many people here who actually enjoy the fact that you're not making the money you want. So
Is that why I'm not? Is because
like
people like that I'm not?
Well, it's an inverse thing. The more pain you feel, the more joy
Yeah.
they feel. And what I need for you to do is to stop showing your pain. If you want to actually change it, you want to make them feel like they're not really have anything getting joy out.
Got it.
Autumn
okay,
struggle
I didn't
is
know
good.
That was.
And by the way, I also I omitted the fact that I'm also getting joy out of it, but I'm deflecting that.
Oh,
to
you're the
others.
one getting the joy.
Well, I'm the one who suggested it, but I didn't think it was going to go this far, but now I'm in.
Right.
I've got skin in the game. I'm sorry.
Autumn struggle is good for ratings.
It certainly is, because people talk about it around their water coolers. Got to get good water cooler talk.
I'm thirsty.
Has anybody? I've never said anything interesting to anybody when I was standing by a water cooler in my life.
No?
Hey, did you see that Righteous Gemstones? That's wacky, huh?
Hey, I think I figured out why my dad left.
I'm just getting water.
Oh, well, because I thought we could maybe chat about it a little bit.
Yeah, I got to get back to my desk. I got a call on hold.
That was a shot at me. And Autumn Fisher. She's taking a shot at me is what she's doing there.
No, it's more a shot at, this is going to be a scary conversation I don't want to have with you at the office. Opening up trauma dumping on me.
Yeah, I figured out it was all my fault. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, no.
I pushed him away.
Come on.
I shouldn't have done it, but I pushed him away.
I'm sure you didn't. Anyway.
No. If you were there, see, you weren't there. And there were times where I just wouldn't stop. And I think I pushed him away. And all
So,
that.
I'm going to run. I have a phone call.
No, don't leave. Please don't leave me. I need you
No,
right
it's-
now. You and I were at the water cooler. And this is where
I'll
we...
talk to you.
Let's do this. Oh, wait, I didn't do the thing. All right, stop it. Sorry, George.
I was going to say trauma dumping. That's one of those side effects for one of those drugs you see on
That's
TV, right? Trauma
That's
dumping?
I just trauma dumped.
Do not
right there.
trauma dump.
That was a trauma dump right there. I forget. We started in what direction? It's the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. This hour's keyword is stacks. Says right here parenthetically, please spell. S-T, huh?
Please spell.
S-T-A-C-K-S. Stacks. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, that keyword is S-T-A-C-K-S. Stacks.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
The chimney stacks were full of smoke. He had stacks and stacks and stacks of cash.
There we go.
Let's do this, really.
It's time to go down by law with George Stein.
I tell you, I'll be introducing that band, Driving and Crying, tomorrow at the Roswell Music Fest.
What time?
It's an all-day thing. I believe that Driving and Crying is going to be on around 7:30.
Nice.
George Stein, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Always love coming here.
I always love having you here. Have we had a good week of justice?
Absolutely. And lots of happy clients.
Oh, well, that may not... are we all going to be happy, too? I mean, is everybody happy? Okay, good. Sometimes, that's the thing about the court of law. Every single case, one person comes out happy, one person comes out unhappy. But you've had a good, happy week.
That's right.
That's
Even
good to
though
know.
you never know what the judge is going to do.
You never know. And you never know when the judge is going to get arrested. Hey,
That's true.
That happens.
A lot more than previously.
What do you think of that, George? Have you looked at that at all? This Milwaukee court judge? That,
I forgot what he did. But
well, it's
normally,
a she. It's a she. And the charge is that she harbored an illegal immigrant and kept them away from ICE. Now, here's the thing. That's against the law, right? If she did that. But there was no need for the public going into the courthouse, arresting her. That's all performative, right?
Yeah, that was for show, man. I mean, where did she harbor him in? Her basement for cleaning services?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it was. It might have been at the home. George,
It was at the house, yeah.
It was at the house. It was at the house.
There you go.
Those are the charges. But the point here is this judge is not a flight risk. So the whole thing of going to the courthouse and arresting the judge, that's all performative. That's all. That's not unnecessary. They could have said at 3, How does it work? You get
turn
served.
yourself in.
You get served. You need to
Yes.
show up, get fingerprinted, get through the system, that kind of thing, get a picture.
Exactly.
All right. So the whole thing is performative to me, and it's boring.
Makes for good TV.
Yeah, it may, but I'm not watching it. It's boring. Every single day is too much. This Trump just wants a new fight every day.
Bailiff, arrest the judge.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much for me. Talk to me when the jury renders their verdict. That's all I know. All
It's
right.
allegedly that they stored it at the house.
Allegedly. It's all alleged. Everything's alleged. You're innocent until proven guilty.
I think we should put a
Even
camera.
when MAGA moms are pointing at you. Remember that. Even when MAGA moms are growling and pointing at you, you're still innocent until proven guilty.
What if
Just
they
have to
let
remind people from time to time.
What if they let you know in the grocery store? The MAGA moms that point at you like that. You are wrong about that. You're wrong about those oranges.
Those MAGA moms, but I tell you,
They work out a lot, some of them.
They talk about like the whole bro culture or anything behind MAGA, but that's not been my experience. It's the MAGA mom. Holy cow. Very fun. Get them drunk. They're fun. If you can get them to talk
White
about
wine
something else.
Soaked.
Just go, okay, can we just for 4 minutes talk about something else besides how Trump is saving the universe? Can we just for 5 minutes?
Let's talk about our helmet hair.
All right. What are the legal stories for George Stein?
From ABC News, everyone's favorite hunk, federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty for accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione.
Oh, he's not my favorite hunk.
Oh, the ladies love him.
No, it's because we live in a very sick country. And by the way, anybody who knows my rhetoric, I don't like the insurance companies. But I don't consider murder. If you know this about yourself, if you love this guy, you are a revolutionary because he was rich. He never had any problem with an insurance company. His parents were wildly rich. So if you are in favor of somebody committing murder just for an ideal, not something that affected him. It's not like his mom wasn't covered for cancer or something like that. If you think it's that this guy just as an idea thought it would be important to murder somebody, you're a radical. You're a radical revolutionary. Now, maybe you will embrace that, but at least know that because the kids should still get the death penalty, even if he had some kind of cause like you didn't cover my mom and she died of cancer. But when you have none of that as a personal reason, as a motive, but the motive is just an idea, an ideal, if you're in favor of murdering people just because because of an idea, you are a radical. Anyway, let's get to the
That sounds. I know you're using it as a negative, but it kind of sounds cool.
Oh, you're a radical? Hey,
Yeah,
man,
like you
rad.
are a radical.
I should say, kind of because I'm telling people they're rad, and that's not.
Yeah.
Back in the
Cool.
90s.
If you support that, you're bodacious.
Yeah, I may be putting it the wrong way. I'm just saying, know who you are.
You've been radicalized?
You've been
I
radicalized.
think you thought this.
Thank
Lu-
you.
You thought this Luigi Mangione was handsome. That's what it is. That's
Me?
why I keep saying it. That's why you
Not
keep
my
saying
type. Not my type. Too muscly. Right, Autumn?
yeah.
We like a little thickness in our milkshake,
Yeah,
right? All right. What's the? I mean, he's going to be found guilty, and he's
Well,
going
you
to be
would think
killed,
so.
right?
I mean, you never know. That thing you were describing, they call it the victims industry. And they're trying to, squash that sort of industry. And so they're seeking the death penalty in this. And the feds normally only about 1 out of 100 cases do they even seek the death penalty. But this is such a heinous
Is it because it was a cross state when they looked for him when the hunt? Okay,
that was part of it too. But as far as the death penalty goes, they're really focusing on the premeditation and the malice. The fact that he acted with an abandoned and malignant heart.
Would there be a state
He's
case?
smiling at the Starbucks, a half hour before, knowing what he's going to do. you know?
Yeah, judges hate it when you what they call lie in wait for your victim.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have been more cold, calculating any of it. I mean, it's just, look, he thought it was important to do. He wanted to be a martyr. Well, you're not a good martyr until you're dead, and that's what's going to happen to this guy.
They've already raised over $1 million for his legal fund.
Keep on, raise 2, raise 3. I've seen the footage. The guy is walking into the hotel. This guy, all masked up and ready to go, steps out from behind. And I turned it off before maybe everybody else. I've never actually seen the guy go down, but I see what happens. He steps out and just boom. And he basically John Lennon's him. I mean, he's walking. He's not even facing him. He's walking away.
Does he have a state trial after the federal trial too? Since it was a crime in New York.
It's optional. I mean, sometimes it becomes
there's no death penalty in New York.
Cost benefit thing. If he's found guilty with the feds and given the capital punishment, then the New York will probably let it go.
The feds may be stepping in because they know that New York State does not have capital punishment.
True. Yeah.
It's second-degree murder, I think, is the highest. Unless you kill an officer, I think you can get death penalty in New York for that, but that's the only thing.
I think so. You always have to worry about that one juror,
Yeah, who is harboring it.
He did a good deed for everybody.
Yeah, but they would have to lie to get on the jury, right? They wouldn't get on the jury if they said that going in, right? But somebody could be surreptitiously get on the jury for that reason as part of the cause, maybe?
Yes, I mean, a lot of jurors sandbag when they talk about their true intentions.
When they call me in for a jury, I'm like, I'm on the radio. I have lots of opinions. You probably don't want me on this.
You're perfect.
Yeah,
Come on.
I know. Alex, but I don't vote anymore, so I think I'm off the. Didn't that make me like they don't like to call me for
you
jury?
You have to get unregistered.
Well, it's Brian Kemp. Can you just, wipe me off those
I'll
roles?
take care of it, Eric.
Just wipe me off those roles.
He don't want to do jury duty. He doesn't have to.
Next time he comes into the station, you got to stop him.
Yeah, can you just do me a favor, wipe me off those roles. Alex Williams has better news on I-20 in Lithonia.
Yes, we do, Eric. They had that stall, or crash, I should say, that was partially in the left lane, 20 eastbound past Panola Road, exit 71. They blocked all lanes, got it off to the right. Nonetheless, it's still a rough ride coming over from 285, and now new westbound trouble in Lithonia. Almost the same spot. This as well as in the left lane. 20 westbound just past Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, Evans Mill there, so that's going to stack up the ride like it already is passing the mall at Stonecrest. We've been watching a big jam through Midtown and downtown all afternoon, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 75-85 south. Your jam starting well before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. And northbound rides, those delays beginning right at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
World leaders head to Rome.
President Trump plans to attend the funeral for the Pope.
The Pope lies in state.
He'll lie in state at St. Peter's Basilica for 3 days.
And the preparations are underway for the world to say goodbye to Pope Francis.
Pope Francis died Monday after suffering a stroke.
The funeral of Pope Francis. Live coverage begins tomorrow morning at 4 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head-scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Protect your turf from termites. Call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda's proud to sponsor Scott Slade's Georgia every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
By the way, a little tip for you. There's a great deal on throw pillows with the word legendary and dollar signs on it from the Sanders family. You can get those for a real steal right now. So
sweet.
Just get on over to eBay. Oh, you want me to remind people that it's the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. This hour's keyword is stacks. In case you don't know how that's spelled, it is STACKS. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash for your chance to win $1,000.
Have stacks of cash.
Am I right
like
about
George
that?
Stein.
Is it $1,000?
$1,000.
Again, that keyword is stacks. STACKS. And then you have to pick up if we call because we can't leave a message. So you have to answer the phone.
God, there's so many steps.
So many steps to get to the stacks.
To write down letters.
And all, everything. Well, if you want the $1,000,
She's
get
just
to work.
jealous. She can't win. That's
She
what it
can't
is.
win. She's
I
never
need it.
seen $1,000 in her life in one place. She asked, Eric, have you seen $1,000 in one place before? I said, yes, I have. And she just passed out.
How?
In my
She
wallet.
said she'd never, ever in her life. Yeah, I opened my wallet and went, look. All right.
Wow.
It's in the dishwasher.
I'm cleaning it.
Why?
Oh,
It's
look,
got spores on it.
My pen just broke. Yeah. See, I'm not like George Stein who spends, $800 a pen. I would see your pen. How much it cost? $450?
Yeah, this one is about $4.
Toss it. Just throw it.
George, next time you want to buy a new pen, just send me the money.
Yeah, Autumn will find you one.
Yeah. I'll find it for you.
It's a click pen.
Oh, it's a click.
She gets you a
A
Parker
click
Jotter.
pen that's $400.
Well, that's very light. You're lying.
Yeah, don't you want like one with nibs or whatever?
It doesn't
it's
even
called?
have your initials on it. You're lying. This isn't $400.
Quietly stated.
Oh, okay. Is it what is it called? Bespoke? Here. There you go. There you are. It's all safe. Do we have time to get to one more story?
We sure do. Remember disgraced former Representative George Santos?
I do. Is he going to jail?
He is.
He
was
is like,
sent-
by the way, let's not
Botox babe.
Let's not forget to celebrate the fact that he was the first openly gay Republican elected
You're
to a
damn right.
House.
It's such a
seat.
shame.
Come on, you got to take it all, LGBTQ plus IA community. You got to take George Santos too. You got to celebrate the fact that he was the first openly gay Republican
He was not fun.
elected to. How do you know he's not
funny
fun?
on Cameo.
I'll
He
bet
is.
you he's a blast.
Is he a Republican?
Also,
Yes.
yeah, he's also a drag queen. Come on, let's
yeah,
celebrate.
but didn't he deny it?
I don't know. He didn't deny being
the
gay.
The video
no,
proved
otherwise. What he said
denied
was
he was like, I'm not a drag queen, I just dressed up.
I think it was for like a party. I think it was for like a Rio or something. All right.
Well, he was sentenced to 87 months in prison for aggravated identity theft and wire fraud charges.
So I'll check out to you.
Yeah, that's 7.25 years. That's federal sentencing guidelines, which are pretty draconian, which means he'll do at least 85% of that.
He can't get out of it.
Well, about 85%, so he'll do a lot of that time. And they said that he was remorseful and apologetic, and he was sobbing during his sentencing.
Well, how about listen, go ahead.
Saying he was coming from a broken home and he tried his best growing up.
Look, take that 7 years, 6.5 years, whatever you're going to do. Get a little Ozempic going on. He needs to drop a couple pounds. So I don't want to pile on.
Can you get Ozempic in jail?
I don't know.
You should be able to.
Sure. Well, it's good for. It's worth it. You
Diabetes.
You don't have to feed them as much.
Right.
That's the cost right there.
All
You
that
got to feed them.
delicious food going to waste.
Alex Williams says there's a new crash on I-20 in DeKalb.
And we love the work of these hero units, Eric, because they just cleared this other crash out of the left lane. This one inbound, 20 westbound, just past Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, Evans Mill, exit 74. Still some brake lights back toward Turner Hill. Eastbound's in recovery mode from 285, where that earlier trouble also cleared off to the right, past Panola Road, exit number 71. And heads up for this crash in DeKalb County. It's on Lawrenceville Highway, Highway 29 westbound, right at 285. Couple of right lanes blocked there. Also blocking part of that ramp to I-285 northbound, the outer loop. How is I-20 over on the west side of town, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, seeing you a little bit sluggish from I-285 getting into Lithia Springs, and then eastbound rides, you're on and off the brakes from Thornton Road to I-285. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H-System maker and model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia Power is proud to support the hardworking line workers who keep the power flowing and our communities going. This is Scott Slade. During Line Workers Appreciation Month this April, it's a good time to remember that line crews are working every day to maintain and upgrade the power grid and are ready at a moment's notice to help restore power in harsh weather conditions. It's a rewarding career, and Georgia Power is looking to develop and hire more line workers, and you can get paid while you train. Visit georgiapower.com/thank-a-line-worker and learn more about the people behind the power.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
I met my wife in law school at the University of Florida. She was from upstate New York and I was from Kentucky. We met at a daily mass at St. Augustine's. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen in my life. After communion, I followed her out of the church and got her phone number. The rest is history. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Little did we know that one day we would have 4 children and the largest injury firm in the world. All 4 work in the business. It's a family business. Did I ever see this coming? Hell no. We just worked very hard and treated our clients like we would want to be treated, like family. It's a full-service injury firm, auto accidents, medical malpractice, workers' compensation, Social Security, and insurance disputes. We're open 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit forthepeople.com and we can get to work on your case. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top story, from calls to impeach President Trump to concerns about cuts at the Atlanta-based CDC. Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff gets an earful at today's town hall in Marietta.
Members of the public inside the Cobb Civic Center expressed their frustration with the Trump administration's actions. This woman telling Ossoff,
I will not live in an authoritative country, and neither will any of these people. You can do more.
Ossoff condemning administration policy as a new experiment in monarchy.
There is no button that I can simply press that I'm not pressing, or some tool of procedure that I can use that I'm not using that will reverse what they're doing.
He urged the public to continue to speak out. Ossoff is up for re-election next year. In Marietta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
80 degrees in Atlanta. Will the trend of scattered showers continue into the weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A group of protesters arrested a year ago in a clash with law enforcement on the Emory University campus want their charges dropped. It happened as the group camped out on the Emory Quad against the war in Gaza and the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center.
About half of the charges have either been dropped, dismissed, or there have been people put into these diversion programs.
But David Jones with the Atlanta Alliance says he believes all of the charges should be dropped. Emory said the protesters were on private property. A victory for thousands of international students who had their visas revoked. Federal immigration authorities are reversing the cancellation of their legal status. It comes after legal challenges, including here in Georgia. Attorney Charles Cook represents 133 of these students and says they still have questions.
One, there's no real official announcement. Second, besides no announcement, we don't know the details.
They still want a ruling from the judge in the Georgia case, and Cook says he believes the government should apologize. Dunwoody police are searching for a driver who they say intentionally ran over a man outside the Bird restaurant on Ashford-Dunwoody Road early this morning. Sergeant Michael Cheek says a fight broke out in the bar between a couple and another man. All three were kicked out.
As that gentleman and his girlfriend were leaving the restaurant, as soon as they stepped into the parking lot, a vehicle drove and willfully struck the male, causing him serious injuries.
The victim's at Grady in critical but stable condition. A search is underway for the person who hit him. An Atlanta woman is going to federal prison for ripping off FEMA.
According to the U.S. District Attorney, Tiffany Brown of Atlanta defrauded the Federal Emergency Management Agency. She was awarded for providing 30 million self-heating meals to residents of Puerto Rico in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria back in 2017. The Department of Justice alleges that Brown submitted a plagiarized proposal to FEMA and falsely claimed that her Georgia-based company could provide the necessary meals. Brown has been sentenced to 12 years in prison and $1.7 million in restitution. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
Former New York Congressman George Santos is sentenced to over 7 years in prison. He sobbed in court today as he heard the sentence. Santos pleaded guilty last summer to federal wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. He admitted deceiving donors and stealing the identities of nearly a dozen people to fund his congressional campaign. He was expelled from Congress in 2023 after serving less than a year. A fundraiser at the Georgia Aquarium tonight looks to bring in over $1 million for pediatric cancer research.
Rally on the runway featuring kids with cancer acting as models. I'm joined on the runway by members of the Falcons, including punter Bradley Pinion.
They get to come out and hang with some of the Falcons players. I'm honestly just honored to be a small part of it and support an amazing cause.
Rally CEO and founder Dean Crow says the money from tonight goes towards critical research.
We go in and we fund research early, and then it will hopefully develop up and get some of the federal funding.
Rally has raised $40 million since 2005 and helped secure over $300 million in federal research dollars. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:34. This news sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Temporary red alert on the south side, Bill. They're holding all lanes 75 southbound right at I-285, exit 238 in Clayton County, working to get a stalled van from the left lane to the right shoulder. That's adding to some delays through Hateville, but that should reopen here shortly. If you're traveling 85 north out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County, about 14 minutes from Chamblee-Tucker Road up toward Pleasant Hill. And then a secondary slow zone, just moderate volume though, Sugarloaf Parkway up to 985 in Swanee. 400 northbound, you're seeing a few brake lights from Abernathy Road up to Northridge. Then just tapping them again in Alpharetta through that work zone at Windward Parkway, exit 11. How we're looking looking on I-75 up toward Cobb and Cherokee counties, Kobe Dawkins.
75 north, seeing you on and off the break starting at North Marietta Parkway, getting to Highway 92 in Ackworth. And same story on 575 northbound, just a slight tap of the brakes getting into Woodstock. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms moving through tonight. They will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures will drop to the low 60s for tomorrow morning. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, high 82. Sunday, sunshine, morning low 61, afternoon high 83. Monday and Tuesday, the dry weather continues. Morning lows in the 60s, daytime highs in the mid-80s.
Storm Tracker radar shows a rain shower right now in Gwinnett County. Also some rain in Bartow County. 75 in Winder, 80 in Milton, and 80 in Villa Rica. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
April showers bring May flowers, but they may also lead to water inside your home. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Extra rain could mean extra trouble for your roof. If spring has sprung inside your home, there will be signs. Look for wet spots, water streaks, or dripping water on the ceiling, drywall, chimney area, or in the attic. If that wet spot is now a dry stain, it's still a problem. So when it comes to your roof, think of Findlay first, the perfect match for any roofing issue. They've replaced over 65,000 roofs locally with high-quality roofing experience and expertise. Only Findlay offers a lifetime leak-free warranty at no additional cost. And with Findlay, manners matter. They'll treat your home like it's their own with 5-star exceptional service. Plus, Findlay offers upfront pricing, 0% financing, and a free roof analysis. Get started today at FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Mix and match 5 or more items for just 99 cents each with your card. Choose Campbell's Soup, Kroger brand pasta, North Sides, and more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Spring is the time of year when everything blooms, including love. If you're thinking about proposing this spring, visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort. They can educate you in the engagement ring process and help you pick that perfect ring for your perfect partner. Tara Fine Jewelry in Beaufort, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia, but miles apart in service and selection. Specializing in love since 1985, Tara Fine Jewelry.
So Luigi Mangione has pleaded not guilty to all charges of murder against the healthcare CEO. Now, what is that? Because we've all seen him. There's security camera. When somebody says not guilty, George, in a situation like this, are they saying literally, I wasn't there, that's not me, it's a doppelganger? Or what? Or do they mean, I'm not guilty because I have an explanation? What do they mean?
Well, sometimes it means they have an explanation, but, the presumption of innocence, says that he's not guilty until he's proven beyond a reasonable doubt to be guilty. And so he's entitled to his day in court.
Yeah. Well, I know that, but it just seems kind of silly that you see the guy, he's on 3-4 different security cameras before he does it. You can actually watch him step out from behind the truck or whatever and just shoot the guy and kill him. I'm just like, I don't know. That's what I mean to say. My question is by saying not guilty, do you think he's saying that's not me, I wasn't there, or given the circumstances, I'm not guilty?
I think he's saying I'm invoking my constitutional rights to plead not guilty and not asserting the truthfulness of it. He's just pleading not guilty.
He's just saying this is our next step.
Yes.
The lawyer's saying plead not guilty. That's the thing to do.
Yes.
But you know what? That if you're doing something, when they arrested him, he did the whole revolutionary yelling at the crowd, blah, 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 about what he did and everything. If you're going to be a martyr, then what is this stuff? You know what I mean? Like if you think that you did something, and I totally do not agree with this at all, but from his point of view and these weirdos who are think he's some kind of hero, if the whole idea is I did it because it needed to be done politically to make us, then what is this nonsense where you try to, shouldn't you go all the way with it? Yeah, I did it. I'll die for it because
Maybe during the trial, he's going to be able to, he'll speak.
Yeah.
And he'll give more information about what, like his cause or whatever.
Well, we'll see. I doubt his lawyer is going to want him to testify. But.
Yeah.
Right. I was thinking that too.
Yeah. It's not. It just seems to me it's like. Well, I think anybody who murders somebody else is a coward. And that's different from self-defense. I'm talking about cold-blooded murder. I think that's a cowardly act. But it's like I can't even. I would never have respected somebody like this. But it would be like Che Guevara going, hell up to the hill, and then when the guns start going, he runs back down the hill. It's like you're either one of these people or you're not. Like I know that's not a legal thing. It's I'm just saying. Just now it wasn't possible for me to lose more respect for him.
Well, maybe
somehow he did.
Maybe he's just slapped with the reality that he's going to serve his life in prison and come out on a pine box. And maybe he's trying to figure, maybe there's a way out of this.
Well, more than that, he's probably going to get the death penalty.
Well, that's a pine box also.
Yes, a little bit earlier.
By pleading not guilty, maybe he assumes somebody has enough time to break him out.
Oh, one of his female admirers?
Yes.
One of these. I'm sure there's some housewife somewhere trying to start a podcast to prove he didn't do it, or that he's innocent, or some kind of
I'm
nonsense.
absolutely sure
These
that's definitely happening.
What's that all about, George? These housewives who fall in love with these killers,
pseudo heroes. They envision in their mind and want to save. They want to save somebody. They want to fix somebody.
Manson had one of those before he passed away. I mean, he broke up with her because I don't know.
She was too crazy for him.
Yeah, but she was young.
No, she was. She was like 30 or something. Well, maybe even younger than that. Yeah, can you imagine being so wacky that Charlie Manson walks away from you? All right, lady, I can't take it.
It'd be funny. He says to her, "You're insane.
You're insane. Yeah, get out of here." He's like, he looks at her forehead and goes, 2 swastikas? Oh my God, you're out of your mind.
She's nuts.
I mean, I've got one. Yeah, sure, but let's keep our feet on the ground here. All right, what is next?
This next legal story.
What's next on the docket?
We have been talking a lot about this here on WSB Radio. So a 12-year-old girl who reported an attempted abduction at her school bus stop on Thursday morning.
Yeah, we were yesterday. I remember responding to that. We reported that this happened.
She has since admitted that the story was not true. So she was not abducted. And initially, she had told authorities that the man had grabbed her arm while she waited on the bus. And gave a detailed description claiming that it was a white guy, 6 feet tall, possibly under the influence and missing his upper teeth. But they looked for this guy and they did not find him.
All right, and now she's admitted that. Now she's 12-year-old, so let's not have a whole lot of fun with that. She's 12 years old. What do you do in situations like this? Well, there's something going on at home or something, or she has this wild imagination. She's not old enough to do this for political purposes. When somebody does this, when they're you know what I mean? Like when they're 30, sometimes there's this weird.
It was an illegal.
There's this Munchausen type thing where people want to be victims, and sometimes they kind of set these things up, but they're adults. So when someone's 12, they're probably not in that mindset.
Yeah, but that's when sociopathic behavior starts to bubble up sometimes.
It can.
I mean, she gave a detailed description of this guy.
Yeah.
And then she retracted
But
it
maybe
later.
she read something somewhere, or maybe she saw a movie. I mean, it's when you're 12 years old, if it's the same as it was when I was 12 years old, things like this can happen because you were afraid you were going to get in trouble when you went. You know what I mean? It's weird. I mean, you've been a kid.
Like that she missed the bus.
Yeah, we've all been kids, right?
I mean, and then it goes too far, and then
and you don't know when you're 12 how far these things can go. I like what does the law do with a 12-year-old, or is it more about the parents?
Well, the police apparently in this story decided not to charge her, so they're electing to have her get therapy or suggesting
I think they should get her,
Don't
biggest punishment.
Don't. I don't want to do too much humor. She's 12 years old. Who knows?
Sorry.
It's like but that sounds like the right thing,
Well,
right? Therapy and figure it out and get the parents in there and find out what's going on.
Supposedly she was talking to a man, and maybe she felt guilty afterwards and thought maybe she did something wrong, so she contrived the story.
You just don't know. You don't know in the mind of a 12. Some 12-year-olds are older than their age. Some 12-year-olds still have, kind of like 8, 9-year-old kind of, and so you just don't know. You don't know. But I think you would want to find out what's going on in that family. Is everything okay there? Is it just because sometimes kids can just make stuff up.
Oh yeah, you have active imagination
for attention.
Oh, I remember being 10 or 11. This is no comparison to this here, but I remember like sitting on a plane and I was separated from my dad and my stepmom at the time. And I was just telling this, I had seen, I guess, a couple days ago on like Discovery Channel, the airport in Hong Kong where the planes would land, and it was basically in the city. And I was telling this woman when I was 10 years old that I was sitting next to, oh, I've been to Hong Kong before. Man, you land right in the city, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And of course, she didn't believe me at all. But like,
she pretended like she
in my
believed
head, I had been there, and, and it was, you do have an
We
active
all lie
imagination.
as kids, especially.
Yeah, that's why I love. Yeah,
Tim,
I love these. I love these people who are like, kids never lie. Who have you ever met a kid? Kids are lying machines.
Do you know
It's
how
almost
to
as if
tell
they
when
were
kids are
designed-
lying?
What?
Do you know how to
Their
tell when
lips are
kids are
moving.
lying?
Their lips are moving. There you go.
Took my joke.
No, it's a really old hackneyed joke. I've known it for years. So did everybody else. But listen,
Hey,
I still think you deserve a raise. Come on.
maybe. Okay.
No, the struggle brings out the best.
Let's not get crazy.
Hey. Whoa! Alex Williams says there's a brake light battle through downtown.
Very slow indeed this afternoon, Eric. You jam in. Heading southbound on I-75, starting just before Howell Mill, Northside Drive, exit 252. The 85-400 merge is where you jam in, coming in from Buckhead in northeast Atlanta. No relief from that brake pedal until you get close down to I-20, with northbound delays stacked in from Highway 166 up past Freedom Parkway, where we had an earlier crash cleared. And much better news in northeast Atlanta. Got those traffic lights fixed on Lindbergh Drive, La Vista Road, right there at Cheshire Bridge Road. We've also been tracking brake lights on I-20 into Lithonia, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 20 eastbound. Earlier trouble cleared near Panola Road, exit 71, but still seeing tough delay stretching past I-285. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Oh my God.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every
I
weekday.
am so much in need of that.
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
Your next chance to win is Monday morning at 8.
The WSB 5K day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Avoid the stress of preparing to sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You can skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home fast for maximum value. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about showings, open houses, or costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all-cash offer, and close within days. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast with their guaranteed cash offer. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Started digging, only to find...
Getting you the answers you need now.
We have live. Team 2 coverage.
Channel 2 never stops, advocating for you.
An investigation regarding your tax dollars.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back, all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
It's time to get out and celebrate spring. Festivals, sports, concerts, but spring also means increased traffic and distractions on our roads. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. Traffic stinks. And if your spring outing leads to a life-altering accident, make a life-altering call to John Foy & Associates, the Strong Arm. They specialize in personal injury law with a winning track record, taking on big insurance companies for nearly 30 years. Call for your free case evaluation, johnfoy.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Scott Slade here from iRoofer, FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you're going to be able to get it into the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people pay to share their opinions, and this ad plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
All right, George Stein. Like George Clark, Miami Dolphins fan.
Yes.
Anybody? Did you guys didn't even notice who Miami Dolphins drafted? Did you?
I did not.
John Gruden.
No, John Gruden. And see, as a Bills fan, it's not fun because George's like, if the Bills beat the Dolphins, he's like, nah, well, you know, it happens. If the Dolphins beat the Bills, nah, well, you know, it happens. But you're genuine fans, I guess.
Yes.
You just don't follow your teams that much.
True.
Well, why don't you tell people how they can get more George Stein?
Yes, well, in your
No
time
matter
of,
who the Dolphins drafted
your
last year.
time of need, if you want a quality lawyer, we've mastered the art of two things, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Got a DUI, go to georgestein.com. Been in a motorcycle accident, somebody calls you to lay your bike down, go to steelhorselaw.com.
There you go.
You'll be happy to know, George Stein, since you guys are, and George Clark, you guys, since you're both casual Miami Dolphins fans, ChatGPT says you're not going to win a Super Bowl in the next 50 years.
Oh, wow.
So
50.
I've already gotten used to it. So.
Me too. If you ain't the Patriots, I think outside
they
of
are
the
not winning one either. The Patriots are not winning one in the next 50
Well,
years.
I'm saying in the AFC East, if you're not the Patriots, there's two Super Bowls. Did Miami win 2 Super Bowls?
Yes, in a row.
In a row. Okay,
Yes.
so there's 3 because the Jets won one.
Yes.
The first
and then
one,
then you
right?
add the no, not the first one, third one.
Third one.
And the Patriots have won 90.
Didn't Indianapolis used to be in there?
The Colts used to be in there, but they so they won when they were they in the AFC East
I
when
don't
they
know
won?
if they had done the 3 divisions yet. I got to look into
No, I think I'm wondering if they were in another division before they were in the AFC East because they won at a time that was in the 70s before. Oh no, I'm thinking of the one before Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
No, Peyton Manning. They were already out of the AFC East. He was never in the AFC East. All right, we have another.
We do.
This is not a sports show,
why,
Tim.
Why I got so distracted?
How dare you, Tim? George Clark. This is not a sports show. Why do you keep pushing me in this direction?
Trump just put out a Truth Social post about Shadir Sanders. He literally said, "What is wrong with NFL owners? Are they stupid?" Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shadir, his quarterback's son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shadir, and say hello to your wonderful father.
How does he have time?
He has all the
With
time.
the 80 billion things and fires that are raging all over. Hey, did you arrest that judge? Okay, hold on. I gotta do that's what they did with Sanders. Is just hold on. Tell Putin I'll be. Hold on a second.
He must have got caught up. He's flying over to Italy.
Oh, okay. So he's got a little time.
Little downtime for me. Sorry, Melania. I know we're going to the Pope's.
Well, you know what it
That's
is.
why. Maybe he's on the flight.
That's what it
It's
is.
taking a while to get there.
That's what, Dion is flashy, the gold, the bling. You know, Trump loves gold. Apparently, the Oval Office, like that, used to be behind him. There was like ivy and stuff like that. When you see, and now it's all these gold pieces. And I don't know if he said it, but I was reading it. He was like, they're trying to come up with a paint that looks like gold, but it's just it's got to be the real thing.
Too mad.
So there's no doubt that he's a huge Deion fan, just because Deion is flashy and he's a winner, right?
Well,
he's a winner.
Now Shadir may have just fallen to the third round after
Nah,
that.
I don't know about that.
That's what he's doing to tank it.
Cleveland's got 2 shots early tonight, and then there's the dog.
That's the dog pound right there.
There's a very great story. Very quickly, bring it up. We don't have a lot of time.
Yes, cybersecurity firm CEO arrested for installing malware on hospital's computer. This is in Oklahoma.
So this guy, he's a cybersecurity guy. I think he had a contract with the hospital, and they found him going to a bunch of computers he didn't have access to. And it turns out he was putting malware on there just so he could get more business.
Yeah, so create the problem and then solve the problem.
And what are you going to tell me are you going to tell me that's against the law?
It is, according to the Oklahoma Computer Fraud Act. And ironically, Eric, it's only a misdemeanor.
Really?
Yes.
Well, by the way, okay, we can see where the wrong part is, but let's give a round of applause for entrepreneurial.
Yes.
Gumption. All right, George Stein, have a great weekend.
You too.
Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
Tracking the brake lights through DeKalb County. It's not terrible, but on and off at 285 East, leaving Ashford, Dunwoody into Doraville. Then it stays sluggish down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Checking on a new slow spot up in Kennesaw, 75 and northbound up around Chastain Road, exit 271. We'll spin the jam cam for that. Checking the ride on 285, the outer loop of the perimeter. It's Kobe Dawkins.
Well, 285 westbound leaving Sandy Springs, seeing you a little sluggish from Georgia 400, getting to the Cobb Cloverleaf I-75, and 285 southbound, you're on and off the brakes getting to I-20, the West Freeway. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
It's the active season here in the ATL. Are you going to be active or inactive because of chronic joint pain? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at QC Kinetics. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Atlanta are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief you need. With QC Kinetics, the science solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Get out and be active this summer. Golfing, swimming, tennis. Heck, pickleball seems to be picking up speed. Get out there and be active. Don't let your chronic joint pain hold you back. Curious if you'd be a candidate for these treatments? No problem. Consultation totally free, and they're happy to take a look and see if they can help you finally get relief. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without chronic joint pain. Now, the best time to get started. Call QC Kinetics now, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026 for QC Kinetics.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Trust is not just a word, it's an experience. When your home needs service, you can trust TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. TE is the company I trust to fix any problem once and for all, and I don't say that lightly. I really do love my home. It's my baby. My family lives there. When somebody's there working, I can hover a little bit. I can supervise a little bit. They love that. I usually worry a little bit too. But with TE Certified, I don't have to do any of that. They actually love my home too. I am a TE Certified customer, so I speak from my own experience when I say you can trust them too. Their 5-star customer experience means easy online scheduling, friendly technicians, a lifetime workmanship warranty. When TE's at the Chandler house, I just sit back and relax, let them handle everything. When it comes to my home, trust matters.
TE Certified, we love your home.
It's the NRA annual meetings and exhibits at the World Congress Center, April 25th to 27th. 14 acres of guns and gear. A freedom-filled weekend with activities for the entire family. Tickets just $10. NRA members get in free. Visit NRAtickets.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story, it's all new at 6 o'clock. An undercover operation in Alpharetta gets 6 suspected child predators off the streets. Detectives spent 4 days posing as underage children in online chat rooms and internet websites. Most of the suspects are local, but Captain Andrew Splon with Alpharetta Police tells Channel 2 Action News at least one traveled over 200 miles thinking he was going to have sex with an underage prostitute.
If an individual is willing to travel to Alpharetta to have sex with someone that they believe is a minor, they would be willing to have sex with a minor that they contact in real life.
The suspect's facing numerous felony charges. Alpharetta police are encouraging all parents to stay vigilant. 83 degrees in Atlanta. Scattered showers with us through this evening. Will it be a dry weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A win for international students across the country, including here in Georgia. After revoking the visas of thousands of students, federal immigration authorities are now reversing course.
Atlanta Attorney Charles Cook represents 133 international students challenging the cancellation of their status. He says while he's glad the government is reversing course, questions remain.
Are these retroactive? Are they affecting their underlying status? Will they be able to change status in the future? Are they working with Department of State to fix their visas? We still want answers to these questions.
Cook says the Atlanta case, which includes 26 international students here in Georgia, is not over, and he wants the judge to issue a ruling. He also thinks the government should apologize. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Georgia Senator John Ossoff is asked today at a town hall in Marietta why Democrats aren't trying to impeach President Trump.
I will not live in an authoritative country, and neither will any of these people. You can do more.
Ossoff says the impeachment is not realistic unless Democrats take control of the U.S. House. He's also grilled about layoffs at the Atlanta-based CDC. Ossoff says it is unprecedented.
We have never seen a president commit themselves to the destruction of their political opposition through the use of official power. It has never happened in the United States before.
Ossoff is up for re-election next year. Calls for justice today, a year after protesters are arrested on the campus of Emory University.
The protesters camped out on the Emory Quad against the war in Gaza and the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. But a few hours in, law enforcement moved in and arrested 28 people, saying they were on private property. Activists like David Jones say they haven't forgotten.
We came out in solidarity to demand that the DeKalb County Solicitor General, Donna Coleman Scribbling, drop the charges on all of those who were arrested that day.
So far, about half of the group have had their charges dropped. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta police seeking help from the public as they try to identify 2 men suspected in a homicide 1 week ago.
When 2 men were shot in the wee hours of April 18th at 70 Newcastle Street, the search began for the 3 alleged shooters. Atlanta police say one of the suspects is now in custody, but the other 2 remain at large. The night of the shooting, one of the men was wearing a T-shirt with the words, "In Draco We Trust." The other was wearing dreads and a knee-high style jacket. If you help Atlanta police identify these men, you could earn up to $5,000. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
We posted a picture of the suspects on our website, WSBRadio.com. President Trump arrives in Italy ahead of Pope Francis's funeral tomorrow morning. Public viewing of the Pope's body is now over. 250,000 people lined up through St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects. The funeral scheduled for 4 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday. State Agriculture Commissioner Tyler Harper will ride a bull tonight at Reeves Arena at the Georgia National Fairgrounds.
Hopefully it'll encourage folks to donate a little bit to see me get back on the backside of a bull and try my hand at making the 8-second clock again. So
It's to raise money for Georgia's future farmers of America. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Not too bad around the metro interstates right now, Bill. We do have some trouble spots. Like we just had one clear up in Kennesaw, 75 north of B4 Chastain Road, exit 271. It's on the left shoulder. Those delays out of Marietta will start to improve. Now if you're in DeKalb County, County. Just found a nasty crash on Highway 124. That is Rockbridge Road, right at South Rockbridge Road. It's blocking most of the intersection, so plan your alternates accordingly there. The slowest part we're still tracking is going to be downtown, Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, 75-85 northbound. Those delays starting just past Langford Parkway, getting to Spring Street. 75-85 south, your jam starting before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms moving through tonight. They will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures will drop to the low 60s for tomorrow morning. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, high 82. Sunday, sunshine, morning low 61, afternoon high 83. Monday and Tuesday, the dry weather continues, morning lows in the 60s, daytime highs in the mid-80s.
Storm tracker radar showing a shower right now in northern Gwinnett County, also some rain in North Bartow County, and some rain, heavy rain right now on the north end of Lake Lanier. Right now it's 80 in Sandy Springs, 81 in Peachtree City, 78 in Canton. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3. I'm sorry. What is wrong with me? I don't want the
Did
weekend.
you see Caiaccio?
I'm looking. Caiaccio. Thank you for reminding with those four fingers. Hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I guess I just didn't want the week to end. Here we are, the last hour of the week. But here's the good news. The good news is for that last hour of the week.
Bring
look
in
at
the righty.
Jared is he's hitting his hand. Why? Because we've got the closer. We've got the closer. There he is.
He's a misanthrope. He has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Friday edition.
They call him. We're bringing you in.
The righty.
Closer.
Well, closers sometimes blow games.
Well, that's not the attitude to take to the mound, for heaven's sakes.
Even Rivera sometimes blew a game.
You know, that mustache of yours is getting quite mighty. And I have to say, there's a YouTuber I see from time to time. He has exactly that same kind of look.
Stravos?
No. He was not a comedian. He's
What's this guy's name? I'm looking him up.
I can't remember. He's got a pretty good YouTube channel,
Craig
though.
Just.
He just kind of like covers oddball things, but he does a decent job of going out. One time, the last thing I saw, he was at that street crossing where James Corden used to stop traffic to do musical things.
To thrust in people's faces.
Yeah, and he was just hilarious, and he kept doing it over and over, and he couldn't believe the tingling that was going on, knowing that James Corden and the cast of some stupid Broadway show had been there. But I can't remember the guy's name, unfortunately, and I give him a plug. But he's got the mustache just like you, and don't hate him, Greg Russ. I'm vouching for him. He's a clever fella. Everybody on YouTube isn't stupid.
Crosswalk the Musical. I can't find the guy, but I did see that apparently James Corden took this on the road at some point, and he also blocked traffic in Paris. So he liked to make people's lives miserable everywhere he went.
That guy, thank goodness, man. I believe that had it not happened before Trump became president, ICE would have gotten James Corden out of this country. very, very quickly. What a menace.
I have to go hide in the judge's house.
What a
There were
menace.
discussions. He did have an audience, and people enjoyed it. We can analyze that and what it says about the state of our society. But at some point when Colbert wasn't doing well, I know there were talks of moving Corden into that slot.
Well, yes. Corden, he hit with that karaoke.
Yeah.
And that,
That's all it took, huh?
Well, because that was the beginning of people not actually watching late night shows when they aired, but just watching clips on YouTube. And that was so. Colbert was having terrible ratings, and then the karaoke was going on, so they were thinking about switching him, and that's when Colbert became like the late night voice of the resistance once Trump became president. And that would guarantee you 2 to 3 million people a night for that, and so I think that's what saved him, because before Colbert was just kind of this goofy show that wasn't that great.
No,
now,
even Letterman was dishing it.
Yeah, it's like dissing or dishing?
Dishing on it.
Oh, I see.
Dishing it.
Is that Nancy Pelosi or you?
I think so. He's dissing it. I understood him.
Nobody. I mean, even SNL. I think most people watch just clips.
You can watch all of it, the entire show almost, on YouTube.
And they know that because they work all that in. Because I'm sure there's advertising that goes on there as well. So
We've lost something.
We've lost a lot of things.
Not having to tune in live to see something though. When TV, like late night, Conan O'Brien. Looking back, granted, I was a kid. I was young. I was forming my sensibilities. I don't know if I went in the right direction or not, but
a little both.
Learning about comedy, seeing Conan, it really shaped me. And there's something magical about it. Summer, staying up late, hating Leno, can't wait for Leno to be over so Conan can come on.
And also the communal part of it. You know that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's never going to come back, and there's nothing. The world moves on, and you have to accept change. But there was something that's lost in the sense that will never come back, which is if you were talking about something that people watched last night, you were all watching it at the same time. It was a little. I don't know if that falls in the category of communal experience. Probably it doesn't, but there,
on some level, it's communal on a level. I guess it's communal retroactive.
We were both. We know we were both watching TV at midnight.
We had a shared. We had a shared culture.
Yeah, and if you didn't watch it, you weren't going to get to see it. That was it.
Yep.
Well, that's been a long time. I mean, really, once we got VCRs, we were able to, kind of start shifting the way that we watched.
Really,
get that thing to record.
The only way to replicate that experience now is with sporting events. I mean, we talked about the NFL draft, right? Like in the moment, it happened yesterday, and if you missed it, then you missed out on a lot of things.
Did you see the opening joke by Clay Matthews, Greg? It was hilarious.
Was that the one you played earlier?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but the Bears joke.
Make sure you go dial it up to look at it because the timing, everything about it was so well done because he turned it's like he had a proclamation for the president, and then when he turned it around, all it said was, "The Bears still suck," in really large letters. And it hooked me. I ended up watching the rest of the first round. Just like, well, it's going to start out this funny. And I shouldn't like that guy because his father was on the Cleveland Browns when I was in the stadium the year before the Bills lost their first Super Bowl. We thought they were going to go to the Super Bowl, and I was in the stadium in Cleveland, and Jim Kelly the time was running out. He was 2 minutes, and he was taking him down. I think he got him down to like the 20-yard line, and he threw a pass. I can't remember to who it was, but Clay Matthews' father, whose name is also Clay Matthews, intercepted that pass, and that was it. And then the next week, they just went and lost to Denver again like they had the year before.
So you shouldn't be laughing at this joke.
But hey, listen.
Sins of the father are the sins of the son in this instance.
I love a good joke. If I was a Bears fan and I was there, I would have been laughing hysterically.
Now, would you say the relationship with Jake Matthews, our offensive lineman, they're cousins? He's cousins with Clay Matthews.
What about Ross Matthews?
He's one of the best furniture makers I've ever met.
Jake Matthews has been on the Falcons forever.
Yes.
And he's been a great Falcon, probably going to the Hall of Fame.
I love him.
So does that cancel out your memory for the Bills a little bit?
No, I'm over it. After the Bills got to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and lost, it kind of wiped that. I feel like, we would have just started losing a year earlier.
They could have lost 5 had they gone up against San Francisco.
I know, yeah, because we would have met Joe Montana in the Super Bowls had we kept going. So,
I still hate Warren Sapp to this day because he used to run his mouth about how the Falcons and the Bucs, obviously, in the same division. There's a bit of a rivalry there, even though the Saints are the main rivalry. And he'd run his mouth, and the Falcons would never make him eat his words because they stunk. And then I remember I went to a game, and I think it was a game I went to with Tim Andrews. They were playing the Bucs, and the Falcons were warming up, and Warren Sapp just went skipping through their stretches. It was
it upset you, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, well, there's a little bit. I believe you can find something on the police blotter from about 10 years ago. If you don't like Warren Sapp, it doesn't come up much.
More like 20.
Was it 20? Was it 20? The thing, the hotel thing, the motel thing?
Oh, you're talking about. Yeah.
I think he has something. I'm not going to get into it, but it was a long time ago. But you can look it up.
Listen,
I'm just saying, if you're going to be still a hater, if you want some good ammunition.
We had a much better draft than the Bucs did last night. We had one of the best drafts since 2011 last night. I'm calling it right now.
Are you calling it right now? Wow, ladies and gentlemen.
James Pierce.
The courage of this Jared Yamamoto. He is calling it right now.
Save this audio right now. The draft that we had last night, just the first round alone.
Save it. George,
save it.
Save the audio.
Save it. Best since 2011 when we traded up to
They better perform well this season, Jared, because next season, no first-round draft.
Well, that's what Terry Fontenot did. He said, okay, I'll gamble everything on this year because he knows if the Falcons don't have a winning record, he's gone as GM.
We still don't really know how good Penix is.
Yeah, we do not.
Although we got, you got to admit, probably the best backup quarterback in the league.
Hands down with Kirk Cousins.
It could work out, but like if somehow if Penix, if you have like a halfway decent record halfway through, and then they decide, we're going to go to Kirk, then like the old man maybe can make it. Because remember, his arm was okay for the first 3 or 4 games, and then after that it was like a noodle because he's old, I guess.
Yeah.
So maybe you could work out a situation where if Penix holds things slightly together for 6 or 7 games, but it's not great, and they go to Kirk, and then he's just in the last part of the season, maybe it'll work. Or what you want to happen is Penix is just great.
That's what I want.
And then Kirk Cousins.
And somebody pays us all of Kirk Cousins' contract because they're desperate and they
That
trade
is
us.
not gonna happen.
They trade us they give us a first rounder.
So let me tell you, that will only happen. That will only happen if a superstar quarterback went down and a team is this close to the Super Bowl. Nobody else is going to pick up that. There are. I think that trade that Jacksonville made was pretty wild. So who knows? Alex Williams is tracking delays on 85 into Gwinnett.
Yeah, starting to thin out a little bit this Friday evening, Eric, but we are still seeing that merging madness on 85 northbound past Chamblee Tucker Road as you leave, or as you get past I-285 Spaghetti Junction, but it improves the farther up into Norcross you get, and then a tap of the brakes 85 north in Swanee before and after Highway 317. 316 east and westbound had a little bit of a rain shower over there earlier near Sugarloaf Parkway. This caused a little bit of wet pavement delays, but that as well is improving. Checking the ride on the East Freeway through DeKalb County, it is Kobe Dawkins.
20 eastbound, seeing you a little sluggish leaving the perimeter. I-285 getting past Panola Road and still in DeKalb County. Highway 124 at South Rockbridge Road. Crash in the middle of the intersection causing delays in each direction. And this report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Pope Francis lies in state.
Francis only wanted to be buried in a simple wood box.
World leaders head to Rome.
President Trump plans to attend the funeral for the Pope.
And the Vatican prepares to say goodbye.
The line stayed at St. Peter's Basilica for 3 days.
The funeral of Pope Francis. Live coverage begins tomorrow morning at 4 a.m.
His final wishes call for his burial at St. Mary Major Basilica.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Whether you're shaping up a small yard or tackling serious acreage, Steel walk-behind zero-turn and stand-on mowers are built to get the job done. Shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. Available at participating dealers.
She one of Elon's kids?
She probably is.
All right, Greg Russ. Any stories from Studio B1?
Yes, the Netflix CEO says movie theater model is outdated. And he has a really weird, and it's not that weird of a comment, but he says, we're in a period of transition. Sure, we are. Folks grew up thinking, I want to make movies on a gigantic screen and have strangers watch them and have them play in a theater for 2 months and people cry and sold out shows. It's an outdated concept.
Well, it kind of is, because he makes the point that if you live in New York or a few other places, you can walk to a theater, but most people can't. They don't walk to a neighborhood theater. And so on one hand, what he's saying is the people are telling you what they want. They want to watch movies in their own home. Now, the other side of it is, this is no guy. I read this article, and he's like, I don't care about movie theaters. What would bother me is if they stop making great movies. All right,
and
dude.
he claims that Netflix makes good movies.
Like Red One.
Yeah.
I mean,
they make some good movies.
I'm sure
I
they
guess.
do.
Maybe.
I'm sure they do. But my problem is this other story earlier that they're going to make a dialogue-only subtitle thing available, where you don't see like wind crashing and that kind of stuff, because that's closed caption, and that's for people who actually need it. And this is for the dumbing down of America that Netflix is doing. Netflix is actively making movies that you can still follow if you have a second screen going. That's the idea. Now, business-wise, brilliant. People are getting dumber. Give them the entertainment they can handle. But don't get on there and say, well, what would bother me is if we stopped making great movies. That's not where you're coming from. Your brilliance is the attention span of the American people, and the younger they get, the more so. I mean, I think TikTok is going to have to quicken their step. Now, 12 seconds? That's too much.
Pretty soon we'll be bringing Vine back.
Right. So people cannot. Yeah, Autumn loved Vine. People cannot apparently sit and watch a movie exclusively for 2 straight hours.
Well, they just don't want to.
Well, I'm saying, that means they can't. They don't want to because they can't. They get fidgety. You know,
but now wouldn't the caption, what was the dialogue only captions, that wouldn't be for people on their phones?
No, it is. It's for people with second.
But how would you be on your phone and reading?
No, because you also have it on. You can hear it. So the way they make these movies. Is, you may notice this if you watch the Netflix movies, not only is there exposition, but the same thing will be explained 2 or 3 times. Right. So it's a matter of you're looking down. So between the exposition going on 2 or 3 times and you look up and you start reading a little bit of what's going on, it's all meant so that you can have a second screen going at the same time. The hour and a half or 2 hours goes by and you did what you did and you also followed the movie and can say now that you saw the movie and understand the plot. But the plot has to be dumbed down and explained over and over again, because they want you to be able to still follow the movie when you went into the kitchen and made a sandwich and just left it on behind you.
I get that. I just feel like when I have dialogue or the captions on, it's because I can't hear it, or like I don't know what they're saying, or
if it's like
just
English.
What people do these days.
Yeah. Well,
a lot of people watch. They are watching. This isn't the thing with the screen in front of a screen, but they also put the captions on. And I think that takes away from the visuals.
Yes.
I can't not watch something if the captions are on, other than reading the captions. I can't see
here's the thing: it's obviously it's the TikTokification, right? Because all those TikTok videos have the words on there, and now so everything is going to devolve down to, what's it called? The lowest common denominator. That's what it's going to be. That's where if you want customers, you have to go meet them where they are. And they have been they don't understand. I mean, listen, I just feel so sorry for you if you can't watch a great movie for 2 hours without thinking, what am I missing on TikTok? I'm not saying you're bad. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm saying from where I am, I feel sorry for you and the life that you're going to live, because the world is not going to keep giving you stuff every 35 seconds. It doesn't work that way.
TikTok can wait, by the way. You can watch the movie, and then while you're driving home, you could look at your phone and watch TikTok.
Oh, yeah, that's right. While
exactly.
you're on the way home,
Right.
you can you probably have a second, third screen going as you're driving like a maniac.
A lot of the newer cars, too, have got the screen compatibility where you can just cast whatever's on your phone through CarPlay.
Yeah. We should always be looking at screens. Why? When should we not be looking at screens? I mean, it's so obvious.
My hands don't work anymore because I've held my phone too much.
Yeah.
They do feel weird. I feel like if give it another decade or two, and they're going to be deformed into a certain
flipper
shape.
It'll take more than you're right. It'll take more than a decade to
Everybody
evolve,
be
but it can happen.
That's what
it's
you'll
not
have.
good. It's not good. I have weird pains, and it's not from manual labor. I'll tell you that. So I'm
Get
the
a
damn
squeeze
phone.
ball, not a light stress ball, but get something that gives resistance. It'll help your hands.
Or
put the phone down.
Put
But
the
that's
phone
not
down.
going to happen.
Stop.
Okay, now you're asking too much.
I just don't understand.
Too many great things on Instagram Reels.
I feel like Abraham Lincoln on this one because he was part of the temperance thing, and and he would be one of the only people, because it was mostly women, because it was men at the time were just getting drunk, coming home, beating their families, and and he used to remind people in his speeches to the temperance societies and stuff, you have to remember, it's easy for us. We don't crave it. So it's easy. We can't walk around all high and mighty all the time that we don't drink because we don't crave it. So it's easy for us. I feel like that with all of this stuff going on with scrolling, and I don't even understand why anybody would like it. It doesn't occur to me that I would want to do it. I've never felt like I might be missing out on something.
You're missing out on
that's a feeling.
Did Shane Gillis fart and I missed it?
You're missing out on Amish Girl and her great recipes.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there's a
I love
fear
her.
of missing out.
too.
It's just addictive. It is
Yeah.
addictive, as people have stated many times.
And so, as Abraham Lincoln says, I have to recognize it's easy for me because I've said this before. There's a lot about the phone I like. It's made my life easier, doing news prep and all that kind of stuff. I never talk on it. I text people from time to time. That's about it. I have no social, I get my likes. Also, I have a Patreon if you'd like to support the show. But other than that,
coffee.
I have no social media apps on my phone, and I've never felt like I'm missing out on anything. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 in Dunwoody.
Yeah, brand new crash here, Eric. 285 eastbound, the inner loop right between Ashford Dunwoody Road, exit 29, and Chambly Dunwoody Road, exit 30. We're trying to get eyes on what lane is blocked, but regardless, it's already stacking up the ride as you leave Georgia 400. Once you get past that, the right lanes are slow in Dorville, with everybody trying to ramp onto 85 northbound to head up toward Norcross, and then still working to crash into DeKalb County right in the middle of the intersection on Highway 124 Rockbridge Road at South Rockbridge Road. How are things looking through the heart of the city, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's still slow. 75-85 northbound. Those delays starting just past Langford Parkway, making your way around the Grady curve. 85 southbound, seeing you a little sluggish from just past the Georgia 400 merge, getting to I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
April showers bring May flowers, but they may also lead to water inside your home. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Rain means trouble for your roof, and when it does, think of Findlay first. The perfect match for any roofing issue. And with Findlay, manners matter. They'll treat your home like it's their own with 5-star exceptional service. Plus, Findlay offers upfront pricing, 0% financing, and a free roof analysis. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tomorrow, some of us will wake up and it will be our last day on this earth. It will be unexpected and without warning. Each year, 250,000 people will die from medical malpractice, the third leading cause of death in America. 43,000 will die in a car or truck crash.
6,000 will die working on the job. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, and we represent many of these families. It's awful. Unfortunately, many times some of these family members are not speaking and never get to say, I'm sorry or goodbye. If you're at odds with a loved one, listen closely. Pick up the phone. Call them. Say you're sorry. I promise a huge burden will be lifted from your heart and your soul will be renewed. Even if you're not wrong in your own mind, it doesn't matter. Death is bad enough. Death without closure and love will follow you the rest of your days. Trust me on this. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top story, Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff is asked about the possibility of impeaching President Trump. He also faces questions about cuts to the Atlanta-based CDC at today's town hall in Marietta.
Fielding questions and comments from members of the public inside the Cobb Civic Center, this woman telling Ossoff she wants Democrats to do more.
Think outside the box. He needs to be impeached.
Ossoff telling the town hall there's no magic button to press to reverse the administration's actions.
Ultimately, it will come down to whether or not the American people see and understand that they're being put at risk not just for the next 6 months, but for the next 60 years.
He urged the public to continue to speak out. Ossoff is up for re-election next year. In Marietta, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
82 degrees in Atlanta. The scattered showers fizzle out after midnight. Will we be dodging rain this weekend? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Alpharetta police arrest 6 suspected child predators in an undercover operation. The 4-day sting finds suspects who were planning to meet with children for sex. Captain Andrew Splon with the Alpharetta Police Department tells Channel 2 Action News they found the victims online.
Whether that be a handheld gaming device, a cell phone, a tablet, or a conventional gaming device that hooks up to the TV. Anytime that there is chatting available, a child runs the risk of being targeted by a predator.
One of the suspects, 48-year-old Adrian Cruz Castillo, is facing human trafficking charges for traveling from Nashville to Alpharetta to meet up with an underage prostitute. A win today for thousands of international students in the U.S., including those in Georgia. Federal immigration authorities are reversing the cancellation of legal status for students who had their visas revoked. Attorney Charles Cook represents 133 of these students and says there's no official word on a case filed here in Georgia.
Because there's no announcement, we think that they're simply reversing every revocation. We think, but we just don't know.
They still want a ruling from the judge in the Georgia case, and Cook says he believes the government should apologize. 1 year after protests erupted on the campus of Emory University, a group of protesters arrested want their charges dropped. David Jones with the Atlanta Alliance says these people are still feeling the impact of their arrests.
These are people trying to start families. These are students trying to start their careers with these charges pending over their heads.
It happened as the group camped out on the Emory Quad against the war in Gaza and the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center. Emory says the protesters were on private property. A man is in the hospital after he's struck by a car outside a Dunwoody sports bar.
It started as a bar fight. A man approached a couple at the bar at the Bird on Ashford Dunwoody Road. He touched the woman to get her attention. That's when her boyfriend started fighting the man. Dunwoody Police Sergeant Michael Cheek says the three were eventually kicked out.
As that gentleman and his girlfriend were leaving the restaurant, as soon as they stepped into the parking lot, a vehicle drove and willfully struck the male, causing him serious injuries.
That vehicle drove off. The man was taken to Grady Hospital, where he's in critical but stable condition. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Luigi Mangione pleads not guilty to federal charges in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City. The 26-year-old was arraigned today on charges of stalking, a firearms offense, and murder with a firearm. Federal prosecutors say they plan to seek the death penalty. A woman is arrested for attempted theft at a Marietta car dealership.
63-year-old Paula Hope Hutchinson may not fit a typical profile for a car thief, but the Atlanta woman was caught red-handed with a common tool for the crime. Police were called after a security officer spotted her entering a red Camaro at Marietta Auto Sales on Roswell Road while the business was closed. She ducked behind cars in an effort to hide, but was apprehended. The officers found a backpack containing a Ryobi angle grinder, often used in car theft crimes. Hutchinson faces several charges and is being held without bond bond at the Cobb County Detention Center. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
WSB Money Update. Wall Street ends the week on a 4-day winning streak. The Dow gains 20 points today, S&P up 40, and the NASDAQ up more than 1%. It is now 6:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Still tracking the jam on the north side perimeter. 285 eastbound stacked in from Georgia 400 over to a crash blocking at least one lane just past Ashford Dunwoody Road, exit 29, so heads up for that. Also, if you're traveling 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side, we're seeing a little bit of volume from South Cobb Drive. The right lanes definitely get slower the closer you get to Hollowell Parkway. A lot of that traffic and the big trucks trying to ramp onto I-20, the West Freeway. How is the East Freeway into Cobb County, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's still sluggish. 20 eastbound leaving the perimeter, getting past Panola Road, and also still into Cobb County, Highway 124 at South Rockbridge Road. Crash cleanup still blocking that intersection, causing delays in each direction. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Mostly cloudy for the rest of this evening. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms moving through tonight. They will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures will drop to the low 60s for tomorrow morning. Drying out tomorrow afternoon, partly cloudy, high 82. Sunday, sunshine, morning low 61, afternoon high 83. Monday and Tuesday, the dry weather continues. Morning lows in the 60s, daytime highs in the mid-80s.
Just a few showers showing up right now on Storm Tracker radar. Some rain up in North Gwinnett County, moving into Barrow County. Also some heavy rain up I-75 in Bartow County. 77 in Dunwoody, 82 in Midtown Atlanta, also 82 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Spring has everyone outdoors, crowding our roads even more. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. Spring distractions cause more accidents. Been hit and hurt? Call the Strong Arm, John Foy and Associates. They specialize in personal injury law, and there is zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
When you decide to buy a natural diamond, remember Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort is an authorized Hearts on Fire jeweler. Every Hearts on Fire diamond is a piece of art, carefully and thoughtfully selected and crafted, worthy of the kind of special occasions that come along a few times in a lifetime. My friends at Terra Fine Jewelry will show you how to accurately compare diamonds with their famous personal service, so you'll know you're making a good decision. You'll see why I've been a Terra Fine Jewelry customer for over 25 years. Terra Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
I don't know if it's B-roll or if it's people outside the courtroom where Luigi Mangione pled not guilty. There's people with signs, free Luigi.
What was it, Mario? No. It was a Koopa.
End the show.
Thank you, Tim. How dumb are people? Like, how, I don't mean Jared for that stupid joke. I mean, how dumb are people? Like, okay, even if you are weird enough to want to support this cold-blooded killer, how, like, free Luigi? As you, like, Tim was like, I can't believe how much money he's raised for his defense. Okay, but that's for his defense. But if you're walking around, like, you mean just open up the prison and, or just like let him go and no trial, no.
His job's not done. That's what,
just
that's what
like,
I'm saying.
Are people just that stupid, or is everybody a 1990s rock and roll morning shock jock now? Is that what it is? Is that the world we live in? From the president to the people who want to free Luigi? It is the most mindless, idiotic thing. On one hand, they're going to argue due process for the guy in El Salvador, but Luigi, not needed. Just free.
That's what I was going to say. The rules they're hypocrites. There's so much that's hypocritical. The rules are, here's who I am. These are the ethics and the philosophies I live by, except for in these carve-out instances where it's fitting for me personally.
I'd like to say something without defending anything. I just think it's a symptom of people being extremely frustrated with things that seem impossible to change.
I agree with that, but you still have to have.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm not saying you.
I'm not saying that either. I'm not defending what they're doing. I don't think that it's right to say like free him or like keep going, like none of that. But just step back from all of it and look at what it means that society can go this way and say like, yeah, that murder was totally. Like I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Like the fact that that's a response at all.
Yeah,
I think it is also free him so I can make out with him.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You see that? Apparently,
that's how I feel.
Apparently, he was frustrated because he couldn't have sex anymore because he hurt his back. He was a surfer or something, and he hurt his back, and he had some kind of surgery done.
I don't believe any of the stories because. You said that like his parents, like his mother, never had cancer or something, but I think that she did. I had heard she did.
Even if she did, she was covered. His parents are loaded.
Right, but she still had to deal with like like I said, I don't know. I heard lots of different stories.
Well, you can hear what you want to hear. What I'm saying is they have so much money, it doesn't matter what the insurance company said. There's no way that anybody in his close family did not get medical treatment because he comes from a wildly. I mean, they own like resorts or something. I mean, they're not they might not be in the billionaire class, but they're in the multimillionaire class. They own more than one resort or something. So he never, nobody in his family was denied care. Now my mother got through cancer. She got all the care she wanted, but this little thing bothers me. So I'm going to go murder somebody. And again, I wouldn't excuse somebody if they said, I killed him because my mother died of cancer and they didn't cover it and blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't excuse that, but then you would have a logical motive to start from. The idea that I'm just outraged with the way the healthcare companies treat people, so I'm going to take it upon myself to be a vigilante. And again, if you think the guy in El Salvador needs due process, come on, let's be a little bit consistent. Doesn't Luigi Mangione, shouldn't he go through the due process as well? I mean, doesn't consistency of thought mean anything to anyone anymore? Nope. The answer's no, because they haven't been taught critical thinking, right? This is thrown out of the schools.
They're different cases,
years ago.
Eric.
That's right. Everything's a new case, and you have to start all over again with your morality and your principles. That's when you know society is not moving upward, but downward, because
you can't teach anything at school.
You know,
you can't teach anything at school anymore because instantly. Parent finds out that the lesson was this today, and they go online and they go after the teachers and they go after the school, and they really have backed off schools and teachers because of that. Of course, so nothing is taught.
I would. You know my personality. I'd be like, all right, if you want your kid to be an idiot, I'm not going to be on the local news for it. Fine, I'm going to collect my paycheck, take the summers off. That's why I took this job anyway. So I mean, I wouldn't be pushing. There's all kinds of opinions I have about certain things. I stay away from them. That's when the idiots are winning. I'm not going to let idiots beat me down. Why? So I'm going to stand up and be the person. Get out of here. I got a life to live.
I only had one teacher in high school ever share an opinion, and it's why I remember it.
Right.
Because it was during the gas glut of 87 or whatever, and I said to my science teacher, well, this is bad for oil companies, and he looked at me and he goes, well, they didn't care about us in the 70s.
That's it. That's it. That was as far as it went.
Yeah.
Right. And it's, the opinions and all that, everything. But more than that is that people are not taught about critical thinking, about logic, about reason, things like this. And basically we're taught that, everybody says I identify as this and I identify as that. Really what people are saying is I identify with my emotions, not my logic. And people have just been taught that, yes, argue from emotion. That's if you've got a sign that says free Luigi, you're just arguing from emotion. You hate healthcare companies, and I don't like them either, by the way. I'm not a fan of what healthcare companies do at all, but I'm not going to murder somebody over it. I have a line. Do you have that line? If you've got a free Luigi a sign that you're parading around with, should I be worried about you? Are you a threat? If you believe in are you just saying you're a coward and he's not? If you believe in what he did, do I have to worry about you? Are you going to be the next one to do it? And also, by the way, the same crowd wants gun control. None of it makes sense.
In this house, we believe in Luigi.
That's right. None of it makes sense because there is no consistency. If you're horrified by gun crime, you can't pick up a free Luigi sign. Do you understand the illogic of that? Gun control except for guys like Luigi, because what are you saying? You're saying nothing.
Again, carve-outs. It's like, well,
yeah.
I
What I
stand for
want.
this.
And that's arguing from
Except
what?
For this
Not
instance.
logic, but emotion. Because
And when your
feel
whole
this way.
identity is rooted and you dig your heels in, you can't think critically, because when you do, you have to challenge yourself.
That's right. And you're not going to challenge yourself, because these days, whatever, debates now are, did I win? Yeah, I've said this for a long time. A person who's a good debater can win a debate being on the wrong side. The other person could have the right actual thing, but just not be a good debater. So the idea of just winning a debate doesn't mean that you're right. It just means that you were better at expressing your side than the other side. That doesn't mean that you're actually right about it.
Isn't it easier, Eric, though, just to put your opinion where everybody else is at? If they got the free
Yes.
Luigi side out there, you go over that way.
Yeah.
If you're with Abrego Garcia, you go over to Abrego Garcia.
Hey, look,
That's
if you're 23 and it gets you laid, I get it. But if you really believe it, then you just have no ability to think whatsoever. Alex Williams says it's slow on 285 between Sandy Springs and Dunwoody.
Yeah, all due to a crash we got 285 eastbound, the inner loop right around Ashford-Dunwoody Road, exit 29. Can't see which lanes are blocked, but it's definitely jamming you up. Leaving Georgia 400 improves once you get past that into Doraville. 85 northbound, a little sluggish from 285 in Doraville up into Norcross. Watching the improving ride through downtown Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, and it's a little slow still. 75-85 northbound starting just past Langford Parkway, making your way around the Grady curves. Southbound rides, those delays are starting just at 17th Street, getting to William Street. And this report is sponsored by the Georgia Lottery. Tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $168 million. Powerball players can win millions playing in-store or online at galottery.com, only from the Georgia Lottery. Drawings every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
Your next chance to win is Monday at 8, 10, 12, 2, and 5. It's the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
It's the active season here in the ATL. Are you going to be active or inactive because of chronic joint pain? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at QC Kinetics. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Atlanta are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief you need. With QC Kinetics, the science solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Get out and be active this summer. Golfing, swimming, tennis. Heck, pickleball seems to be picking up speed. Get out there and be active. Don't let your chronic joint pain hold you back. Curious if you'd be a candidate for these treatments? No problem. Consultation totally free, and they're happy to take a look and see if they can help you finally get relief. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without chronic joint pain. Now, the best time to get started. Call QC Kinetics now, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026 for QC Kinetics.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers, to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Home improvement projects can be a stressful guessing game. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus, the highest level of communication. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We'll make you comfortable and keep you informed with every step of your project.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus, siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Mom and Dad seemed different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches, like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kid sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Critters, creeping? Better call Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And Breda is proud to sponsor Scott Slade, Georgia, every Thursday on Atlanta's Morning News.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get your second month free for a limited time. You'll get the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month. Here's Veronica and Jackie, real customers.
I didn't know that I could get something for a lot less money that was actually better than who I was with before.
Anytime anybody complains about their cell phone bill, we say, you've got to check out Consumer Cellular.
And now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free when they use promo code SECONDFREE. Just call, click, or bring us your bill and see how much you can save. Because when it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and use code SECONDFREE to get a free second month. Real people paid to share their opinions in this ad. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Well, I love that new show on CNN, My Happy Place. They find celebrities and they talk to them about their place of bliss is. Kind of surprised me. Next one this Sunday, Vladimir Putin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes, my happy place is first and foremost St. Petersburg. So beautiful European agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
And then also standing over the rubble in Kiev where the Zelensky is losing every day as we bomb every building. It makes me so happy.
That's your happy place, huh?
It's my happy place.
You know, Jared Yamamoto is going to run a 5K tomorrow. Did you hear that?
A 5K?
A 5K.
That's right, a 5K.
Have you ever run a 5? You're an athlete, are you?
I've ridden a bear 5K.
Oh, you always have to flex on people there, Vladimir.
I'm a very handsome, short man.
I want to see Donald Trump's My Happy Place.
My happy place in the bathroom with a Diet Coke and a phone.
I wish it was places like that. Looking at this list, it's somewhat pretentious. It's just
Yeah,
places that most people can't afford to get to.
Yeah, that's right. It's also boring because it's like showing pictures of your grandchildren. You love your grandchildren. I love my grandchildren. But if you walk in and show now, if you're a good friend of mine, I want to see your grandchildren. But if you're just somebody I know, it's kind of like I'm not against them, but it's like, okay, all right, because they're not my grandchildren. It's your happy place, not my happy place.
My happy place is the champagne room at the Pink Pony.
That's right. See, you're not going to let's have Dr. Dre on or somebody.
That was the Gold Club.
That was the Gold Club. Who's the basketball player with the Magic City with the wings?
Oh, the Lemon Pepper Wet.
Yeah, but that was named after somebody for a while. I
Oh,
cannot
Lou
remember.
Williams.
There
Lou
you
Williams.
go.
Yeah, he was our point guard for a little while.
That was his happy place.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was such a beast, man.
I said it before. I'll say it again. My happy place in my pants. Nothing I can do about it. They didn't invite me on. I would have invited. They could have had a full tour. Yeah, I'm very open about my happy places.
Well, apparently they're bringing more of their broadcast operations, CNN, to Atlanta. So maybe you will get invited.
Well, I
on.
pitched a new idea. They're thinking about. They said they get back to me. It's my happy orifice. I don't know if
I only have one.
I don't know. I don't know. I like the ears, man.
You
Sometimes,
do?
have you ever been like cleaning your ears
Oh,
out?
yeah, and you don't wanna stop.
It gets almost erotic.
Yes.
Like,
Am I going to touch my brain?
It's it's like pain but pleasure. Yes, Greg.
I'm reading about this episode of the Happy Place show on Sunday. Alan Cumming, Scottish Highlands.
Scottish Highlands, yes.
It was a place he went to escape when he was growing up in Scotland. Now, as an adult, it's a window into his history that provides him with a new sense of belonging, connection, and joy. Is there no self-awareness? If somebody asked me to do this show, I would think, no.
I mean, maybe he's got a
I'm
movie.
Not sharing any of this with
Does
you.
he have a movie coming out soon? And like his agent's like, hey, it's not bad to get your name out there a little bit before this. There's probably something like
He
that,
hosts
right?
some reality show, I think.
It's like the last thing in the world because one of them is Questlove. And I tell you, I would have a beer with Questlove. I would love to talk with Questlove. I mean, about anything other than his happy place. I'd like
Austin,
to talk
Texas.
to him. I'd like to talk to him about his record collection, the first music he heard, what got him into music. All of it. He's made these documentaries. There's so much to talk to Questlove about that I would love to. The last thing in the world I want to ask. Hey, by the way, Questlove, here's the most interesting thing to me. What's your happy place?
Austin, Texas. He goes there to recharge his artistic batteries.
Great. I like Austin. I've been to Austin. It's nice. But I mean, I don't want to sit and watch an hour show about it.
Does he go to the mothership and hang out with Rogan?
Might. I don't know. He might.
There's zero thought, that maybe I'm not that interesting. They really buy into it.
Well, they have agents who tell them constantly how interesting they are. I mean, listen, if you have an agent, and I don't mean an agent that just comes in like, and helps you with your contracts. I'm talking about the type of agent who every day their job is, you see these stupid stories about like reality stars and stuff. And if they haven't been around long enough, then they'll come out and tell you about some sort of trauma that happened in their childhood, or they were seen with dating so-and-so. All that stuff is made up by the agents just to get your name out there. And so congratulations, CNN. You've basically created another place for agents to put, slightly interesting people on your television show to talk about the least interesting thing in their life.
I want Dolly Parton on there. Dolly Parton's got a good agent. Every week there's something about her.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Happy place. Dolly Parton's happy place. Well, I'm not going to end the show being canceled, so we're going to leave it right there. Greg Russ, thank you. I wish you a great weekend. Autumn Fisher, thank you. I wish you a great weekend. Tim Andrews, wish you a great weekend. George, thank you. Hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Jared, I hope you have a great 5K.
Break a leg.
No,
I mean that in metaphor. Okay, I appreciate that.
You say that in show business. Break a leg.
Appreciate that.
I don't know why. We started that one. That was kinda dumb.
Shakespearean. It's
Is it?
Shakespeare.
Did he do it? Let's just say
I
he
don't
did.
know.
Let's
Yeah.
just say he did. People will believe it. All right, that music is telling us two things. Shut the hell up and get the hell out. And you know us. We are good citizens. We do what we're told. That's how you know we're good patriotic citizens. We do what we're told. Shelley Winter is up next. He's got a great radio show for you, as he always does. We're going to take the weekend off. I'm going to introduce Driving and Crying at the Roswell Music Fest tomorrow, so come have some fun. We'll be back on Monday, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on your journey